What is up? How are we? Let me go live on TikTok and I'll like share my screen and all of that fun stuff. I'm so excited for this. Live. Oh, didn't I get restricted from going live? Let's see if it lets me. And then it tells me it's like, you have bad lighting. Like, literally let me live. Thanks. Okay, let's see if it lets... Oh, fucking A. Forgot to make it 18 and up, which definitely needs to happen. Because we're here for Trisha Paytas. Settings. Audience controls. What's crazy is like you have to redo that every time, and that feels really anti-child to me. That like every single time, like if I set 18 and older, it reverts itself every time. Maybe it's something in settings, but the fact that that's the default is for children is crazy to me. Okay. Now let's get this freaking party started. And let me share my screen on here. Wabam. Window capture, is that what I want? Yeah, I think it is. Nope, not that one. There we go. Haha! Perfect. Let me scoot you guys over a little bit. That can be bigger. Okay. I'm very excited. It is thunderstorming outside, which I think is like kind of making this extra cozy. Speaking of, where's my blanket? Oh, it's right here. You inspire me as a previous high school teacher, now professor. Ooh, professor. Exciting. Stardust Mosaic, thank you for subscribing for 34 months. I am having an adult beverage in the studio tonight. Let me tell you what it is. It's actually phenomenal. I just invented it. Ice, Costco lemonade, 4 strawberries that were seconds away from going bad. What else? 4 frozen pieces of pineapple and coconut tequila. Let's call it the Miss Redackery. Write that down. Someone write that down. Someone write that down. Okay. So, we're here to talk about, this is so fucking good. Like, I'm actually dead. It's a very weak. I didn't even use a whole, it was like one of those mini bottles. I didn't even use the whole thing. So, I'm so happy right now. I like can't even focus to get started because I'm literally just so happy right now. You're seeing me live in Austin. Yay. Fun. Okay. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome. Let's do a poll. Who's new here? Normally we're here on Tuesdays, so I appreciate you all coming out on a Monday. Are you new here? Yes. No. Kinda. Last week we talked to Trisha Paytas part 1. We got roughly up to 2020. So that's where we're going to pick up. But if you were not here last week, you're good. If you do not know Trisha Paytas, you're good. We're all just here to have a fun time. And then I'm supposed to be like doing business and trying. So if you enjoy the stream, use your Prime sub. You can support my channel for free. If you have Amazon Prime, they like own Twitch. Because fucking of course they do. And they have a thing where you can like log in through Amazon and it gives me money that you're already paying for. So if you like this, that would be cool of you, but you like literally don't have to. I feel like a court gesture every time I do that. Couple things happening in the bottom of my screen. Next week, Jessie Draper from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Normally I am live every Tuesday. And then Hater Time submission. When I am in LA, I won't have my full setup, so I can't like screen share and do as much cool stuff. So I am going to be doing Hater Time, which I'm very excited for. You can also use your parents' Prime. Okay, so Trisha Paytas. Where did we leave off? We left off with her joining the Frenemies podcast. Well, founding the Frenemies podcast with Ethan Klein, H3H3 Productions. That is roughly where we left off. To give you like a synopsis of what we talked about last week, basically she's been internet famous since forever, like since the internet was a thing. She was on YouTube in like 2007. She was on so many reality shows trying to do like literally anything to get on camera. She was on Ellen for Fast Talking, My Strange Addiction for tanning, Modern Family as an extra, you name it, she's done it. Super like America-core traumatic childhood, bounced around between divorced parents. She had a lot of struggles in her early, like she moved to LA right when she turned 18 and then really quickly got involved into sex work and then dealt with some drug situations and some really dangerous situations. So like very, very trauma vibes as a teenager and young adult and probably young child too. And then kind of just like built YouTube. Like she's one of the OG YouTubers. She's been canceled for a million things. Like we saw something where she was like doing blackface but pretending to be Japanese. So like that was concerning and layered in a lot of ways. Was like flirting with child actors on Twitter. Like overall just an extremely, extremely chaotic person. And like I said, one of the OG YouTubers. So like literally built a following, has had a huge following forever. She dated a guy, Jason Nash, who was in the Vlog Squad with like David Dobrik and those idiots. They were horrible to her. She's had multiple horrifying, very public breakups. And she says that she's trolling a lot of the time, but the line between like trolling and not trolling is not very clear. So that's who this person is. That's what we talked about last week ad nauseum. So let's talk about who is this man that she is now partnering with on this podcast, Frenemies, and how Frenemies came to be. So we're actually going to move backwards a little bit just to give some context here. So H3H3 Production is a YouTube channel hosted by a husband and wife duo, Ethan and Hila Klein. Their content was really like sketch comedy and reaction videos where they satirize internet culture. And they also have a podcast that's been running since 2017. So very large account, very large following, very large channel. And I do just want to say, we're about to talk about Israel so much. And there is simply not a way to go through what happened between these two people without talking about Israel. Like, Israel is unfortunately so central in this conversation. If you guys have followed me, you know my stance on this. I do not support Israel. I think that they are committing a genocide. I think it is stolen land. Like, I support the Palestinian people. Like, they deserve freedom. They deserve safety. That I could talk about for hours. And like fucking World War II and the UN. Like, there's just literally so much there. And so it is coming up tonight, but you know my stance on this. And Israel is literally just so important in this. Because I thought about it, I was like, do I really want to like fucking like fuck? But it's like so central. Like, it's literally so central that like it is impossible to talk about Trisha Paytas' last, 10 years without explicitly talking about Israel. So that's where we are. Welcome. They really are everywhere. Like, really, really, Israel is everywhere. Brought up almost every episode of Frenemies. For those of you on TikTok, to be able to see my slides and all that fun stuff, you have to come to Twitch. I'm so sorry, but that just is what it is. It makes you make an account. I'm also sorry about that. Actually, I think you can watch without making an account. I think just to chat, you have to have an account. But we're about to watch a lot of videos and all of these things. So if you want to be a part of that, you have to come to Twitch. Love you so much. So more lore about Ethan and Hila. They launched in 2011 as their duo. I think he had been making YouTube videos for a little bit longer than that. Like I said, a lot of reaction and comedy. They met in Israel. I'm literally, you guys, not joking, not exaggerating. Like, I'm trying to treat this so seriously because it is serious. They met in Israel at a Holocaust museum while Hila was in the IDF. Like, that, I'm not exaggerating. I am not assuming. That is literally word for word what happened, and I've heard that from them. I've seen videos of them while Ethan was on his birthright trip. I thought that was the case, but I wasn't 100% sure. So, like, that's when I say we had to talk about Israel. What? We weren't going to talk about, like, that's literally just what happened. That is what happened. So that is how they met. That's how they joined forces. And it is worth noting that the IDF is mandatory for everyone that lives there. So if you live there, you have to join the IDF. That's actually one of my, like, I don't know how to phrase this. I would say one of the most interesting voices to hear about the conflict there right now. There's an Instagram account. It's called, like, Breaking the Silence IDF. And it's, like, people that are literally, if you go to jail, like, it's like the draft. Like, you have to go. People that had to go and fundamentally disagree with it, like, secretly reporting all of the atrocities that are going on. I think that is a really interesting perspective on this because, like, these are honestly teenagers, like children, young adults who were born in Israel and, like, have to do the IDF, and a lot of them find it very, very radicalizing. So I did want to give the context that the IDF is, like, mandatory there, but that is how they met at the Holocaust Museum while he was on a birthright trip and she was in the IDF. And I don't know if you know this, but that's, like, the point of Birthright. Like, they really, really want, like, young Jewish adults to go on Birthright in Israel and get married, and it's, like, very pro-Zionist. That's, like, the thing that they're doing. So that's why people were saying, like, this is not uncommon. Like, it's very much directed at, like, people in their early 20s. They're like, all right, do you feel love in the air? Like, it's like Love Island, but religious in a way. So anyway, they are married. They have multiple children together. There's, like, an ongoing internet joke that they're about to get divorced, but they treat it as a joke. It's been a joke for a very long time. And I just, again, like, Israel is so central to this story. And if you think we're about to stop talking about it, we're not. We are not. They specifically paired up pretty IDF soldiers to chaperone them. So Hila was there as a part of the group to be an Israel promo. Jesus Christ. Like, I'm getting nervous. Like, things are getting weird. Couldn't be here last week for part 1 because I was graduating. Oh, congratulations. That is a better event than whatever the fuck we have going on here. So they started in Israel making videos there. Now they're in LA and they have the podcast. They also have a line called Teddy Fresh. Hila acts as the lead designer and CEO. They've collaborated with a lot of major brands and artists, like sweats and things. They do lots of different things. So this is what I put in. Well, I made the whole thing, but I don't have a super strong opinion on Ethan and Hila. I have never really watched any of their content. I'm not a fan of them at all, but, like, I don't particularly, if I was going to list, like, people on the internet that I hate, I don't think they would probably be at the forefront of my mind. So here is just kind of an intro to Frenemies. This was the first time I watched content from either of them. Like I said, because I've been on the internet a lot, and yes, I did hear that Ethan has gone off the rails in the last couple years. Maybe I'll do a stream just about him, but I did hear that he has gone off the rails. So I, like I said, have been on the internet for so long that I had seen Trisha's content around, but I never, like, subscribed to her or watched her. I would just see, like, people memifying her. The Frenemies podcast with Ethan and Trisha was the first time I watched something that was specifically about them. Be careful, he is litigious. Oh, that's a really good point. This is my opinion, and no one cares about me at all. Like, if you, like, don't fucking do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to talk about Trisha. This is protected by journalistic integrity. Yeah. Whenever I remember Hila, I remember she left her desk job to do a night raid and kidnapped a father. Oh my god! Jesus Christ. This is getting dark. I mean, it is the IDF. But yeah, don't sue me. I'm not trying to slander you. I'm just talking about what people are talking about. And if you sue me, that would just be really lame of you. But I guess, like, I'm only in control of myself. So anyway, here is just a compilation of some of the funny moments from Frenemies.
You want me to explain what gravity is?
Nobody wants you to explain this.
I don't care about them. I'm trying to. It seems like you want to know what gravity is.
I have no interest in gravity.
Wait, you should know what gravity is, Trisha.
Why?
I just feel like it's important to understand the world you live in. That you have to know what gravity is.
Okay, well, you should know Sutton Foster, and you don't know her, so what?
Dude, I feel like such a Chad in this math.
I think Ethan is deeply misunderstood. He had people turn on him just because his wife is Israeli and he believes. Like I said, I do not know him. I have not followed him, so I don't have a super strong opinion about him. So that's that on that with Ethan.
So anyway, here's the other.
Wow, is this Jewish? Oh no, it's
a fucking napkin. How can a napkin be Jewish?
I thought it was like a Passover napkin.
Anyway, I want to talk about your hair though, because it gives you these really long extensions, but it looks like your head is shaped like a fishbowl or something.
Trisha, what is the force that causes objects to fall to the ground?
Girl, you better.
I know this because my titties are low thanks to gravity.
Yay! I just made a candle. It smells like my butthole.
This is a real one? Are you really selling it?
Yes.
You swear.
And all the profits go to prostate cancer.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
How did you get this made? How do you guys have
It
everything
took a
made?
while because we take things seriously.
Can you give me some connections? Like,
Here,
this is the
smell
whole
it.
point. No.
Try it.
Oh my god.
But it's unique, right? It's not just.
It's unique,
It's not
right?
like just farts. It's like a real smell of
Oh
butthole.
my god. That's so disgusting.
Yeah.
What? Who made that?
So-
this is everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So anyway.
This is iconic.
We have 3 sponsors today, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I feel like let's just. I
No
want to.
more touching.
Yeah, let's go like this. Let's go boom.
What?
Why are you?
Physical contact.
What, you won't even bump my shoulder after
You
saying
won't
you
even
missed me?
bump my shoulder.
I'm offering the bump.
You're like, oh, I don't want to touch your body.
I'm giving you the bump.
Do you have your consent?
I offered the
Oh,
bump.
okay.
Jesus,
I'm
Trisha.
nervous. Okay. I apologize to him or no? We're done.
For
with
what?
that. For calling him fat. I feel bad.
All right, go ahead. Make your
Okay.
apology.
I do feel bad. Philip, I held
Where's
animosity
your camera?
towards you because of interactions with your wife in 2014 who called me a whore. I held that against you. I'm changed. I'm better. I'm not miserable and depressed anymore. You're not fat. If anything, you're skinnier than me. So I am a big fat cow and
costumes
you're
were
a
on
skinny
point.
legend. And I'm very, very sorry. And I'm glad that you are covering David more. And it's not just a boys club. And I
It
do
did
not
have a
to
lot
apologize
of really
to
funny
Keemstar other
moments.
than,
I
like,
loved
oh,
this
please don't come
show.
for me.
By the way,
Oh,
did you hear something?
yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. The fatties are coming for me. They're coming to cancel me, I told you. They're,
Oh my god! Can you imagine?
they're stomping around upstairs like T-Rex.
I wish I had a Domino's pizza.
Should we? You know that Hila ran... Show the video, please. Hila ran into David.
Dobrik?
Yeah.
When?
I have a video.
Okay,
She
this
filmed it.
is a skit.
No, it's not. Here, you ready?
I thought you were serious.
Here, watch this. Watch this.
Oh.
She kicked his ass, dude.
First of all, what is that?
She threw hands with David Dobrik in the bathroom.
What is this?
It's crazy, huh?
Who is that? That's
Hila
funny.
threw hands with David. She's like, yo, I'm not missing my opportunity here.
What is it?
See him throwing hands with David.
Why does it look like them though? So
Exactly.
funny. I always thought like if I got a Broadway show,
watch that crap.
I would fly back once a week to do it with you
Of
still.
course, I'm here now, talking now.
Okay.
Now.
Well, anyways,
Now, right now. You get to watch it tonight.
they're a little bit behind on
How
like.
can you watch this? It's upsetting. It's like an Italian. It's like
Okay.
you could have put like.
And she did get a
it's like an
Broadway show.
Italian-
So their interactions were funny. Like I said, I really watched this. I really liked it. It made me laugh in very dark times. This came out like fall 2020 when I was like COVID teaching. I was like dating an emotional terrorist, and just like this show brought me so much laughter and so much positivity when I really, really needed it. And like I just really love this show. This honestly making this stream inspired me to like rewatch it, but I don't know if I want to do that because anyway, but very popular podcast. You see tons of costumes, tons of funny things. Why are problematic people so entertaining? No, literally. But yeah, like I said, very, very, very popular, was widespread from the jump because they both have very large followings. And like I said, they're funny together. Also, someone said, let me read this. I religiously watch H3, hence my defense of the clients. I do believe they were villainized because they're dual citizens. They've said free Palestine. Yes, they have, but they're also very like pro two state, which like is kind of to be expected in my opinion. And they have a lot of family in Israel as well. Like I said, I don't really have a strong opinion about them, and I want to focus on Trisha because she is the subject of tonight. But they had this wildly successful podcast that I really genuinely enjoyed. So how did this come to be? We're going to scoot backwards to March 2020. So this came out in September 2020. Let's go back to March. How the fuck did this happen? So Trisha appeared on their podcast February 2020. They had a long period of feuding. I did not know this. Trisha and Ethan's feud can be traced back to May 2019 when Ethan made fun of Trisha's appearance and made fun of how she edits her photos. Also, Trisha uses she, her, and they, them. So if you hear me using both, that's why. Trisha said that Ethan is a disgusting piece of shit for fat shaming them and other women, and the pair continued to throw jabs at each other for the next several months. So they said, let's collab with each other. Like, let's collab with each other. Let's do it. So they decide that they're going to have Trisha come on the podcast. And the second time she's on the podcast, the drama between them had pretty much died out. And they were just kind of like joking around as YouTubers collabing. And they were going to do this bachelorette thing where Trisha was going to be the bachelorette and Ethan and his wife, Ela, are going to find her a man and find her like a boyfriend or whatever. So Trisha... See, I get in trouble. Every time on here, I'm in trouble on TikTok, so you have to come to Twitch. This is why I never come on this app, because I literally just get in trouble. Like, literally every single time I'm here, I get in trouble. Every time, and I'm tired of it. So anyway, Trisha chose some of her favorite contestants based on the video entries that they had, and she also expressed interest in Ela's brother, Moses, on the second episode, which was March 14th, 2020. So she was like, I like this man. This picture is really weird, but I couldn't find other pictures of him from 2020. So that you get what you get. So there were rules to the game. Trisha agreed to the rules. Also, someone said to include this, and we just had so much to include, so I couldn't, but I'll mention it. Trisha said that she found out about COVID by going to Benihana. Like, she was driving around and was like, whoa, there's, like, no traffic, and then tried to go to Benihana and was like, wait, what's going on? And that's how she found out about COVID. And it was like March 17th. Like, it was like a couple days late that she found out. So Trisha agreed to the rules set by Ethan, which is that Trisha would not message any of the contestants in private, and that everything was going to be like transparent and above board, I guess. But then the COVID lockdown started and the Bachelorette show they were doing got put on hold. So Trisha started ignoring the rules. And now she has her own special at Benihana. So anyway, they told her, like, you can't be texting these guys. And then she was like, it's COVID. We're not filming. I'm texting the guys. So she started hanging out with Moses behind Ethan's back. Ethan and his wife. And Moses is Ethan's wife's sister. So Ethan and Ela, his sister, or Ethan and Ela, it's Ela's brother, sorry. Ela's brother is Moses. Following me? So this is Ethan's brother-in-law, Ela's biological brother. So Trisha starts hanging out with him behind their backs, and then she starts posting pictures with him on social media, and she tweeted a picture of them and said, social distancing together. At the end, I won the Bachelorette. Thank you. At H3H3 Productions. And Ethan tweeted back, stop this right now, with the vomit emoji. I'm not really mad, just confused and wondering what the actual fuck is going on. Which, like, that's so fucking funny to me. Like, that is absolutely hilarious to me. I'm sorry. It really is. Like, for this guy to have called you fat, and so you, like, argue with him, and then you go on his show, and then you're like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fuck your brother-in-law. That is something that would be so good for society, is if I fucked your brother-in-law. So Ethan said that he and Ela had no idea what was going on because Moses was avoiding their questions. So he was like, Moses is not answering the phone. Like, he is like, call me, don't reach me, you will not find me. they discussed the matter on the podcast, saying that no one had told them anything. So they were like, what you're seeing on social media, that's all we know. Like, we know the exact same thing you do. We have no fucking clue what's going on. And then on April 3rd, 2020, Trisha tweeted, love being with family, with another selfie with Moses. And Ethan said, sorry, Trish, but even Jesus here couldn't fix your broken ass. And then Trisha said, stop trolling us because we are in love. So she felt like they were being trolled for being in love. So, and again, this is the thing with Trisha. You never know when she's trolling. Like, you never know if it's a bit or if it's genuine. You really just don't. And Moses dodging the calls is my absolute favorite part of this. Like, Moses being like, you know what? You're actually not going to hear a word from me. Like, let me shut my ass up. Nope, you're not hearing anything from me. The CIA should hire her. Maybe they already did. That's the $1 million question. So then Trisha starts learning Hebrew and prepping for Passover as a way to show her devotion to Moses. And again, Elah and Moses are both Israeli and Jewish, so Trisha wanted to show that she is dedicated to her new love by learning about Jewish culture throughout April 2020. So she posted one video about the Hebrew alphabet and then vlogged prepping for Passover. She bought kosher food and she got dressed up. And Trisha kept up their hobby of learning Hebrew words, posted several TikToks where they sang or taught phrases. They also received backlash online because people said, you are fetishizing Jewish and Israeli culture. And one thing I really want to commend this article for, I think this is from a Business Insider article, I have my sources at the end, it separates Jewish and Israeli culture because Judaism is a very, very old religion. Israel is a very new country. So I really don't like it when people conflate the two to be like the same thing because they're not. So Trisha started accusing the clients of trying to ruin her relationship with Moses. She was like, you are trying to sabotage me. She said she thought the clients were being naysayers and trying to warn him away. But Ethan and Hila were like, we just want to know what's going on. And Trisha tweeted, you can't cut through the earth. We are soulmates. So you can't set it on fire even if you wanted to. I've been trying to be nice and respectful, but stop coming for me, bro. And then Ethan told Trisha to stop trying to cut Moses off from his family like Scientology. So Trisha, in her mind, it appears, is she's like, I have found love. You guys are fucking haters. Leave me alone and stop talking about me. But the clients are like, you are cutting us off from our brother/brother-in-law. Why are you being like this? Just be transparent and tell us what the fuck is going on. And when they said that Trisha was like Scientology, Trisha said, he's a big boy. I think he can make his own decisions, which I believe. And then Trisha posted a series of now deleted tweets saying that Ethan was jealous. She uploaded a video called H3 Ruined My Relationship, where they said that this was one of the saddest videos they had ever made. Trisha spoke in depth about how much they cared for Moses and went into details about their sex life, and then blamed the clients for the relationship ending. So she is going full scorched earth over here. And then a week after that crying video being like, the relationship's over, they ruined it, Trisha posted a mukbang of her and Moses in the car eating Korean fried cheese. And the video was titled, My Special Guest is Water, which Moses's YouTube name is Channel Water. They spoke about judgment, love, and hate, and Trisha's love of deep fried food. It showed that they had an undeniable chemistry, and it also led many fans to comment on how much of a calming, mature presence Moses was for Trisha, who is known for their chaotic energy. And the Kleins reacted to the video on their podcast. Ethan said he couldn't believe what the situation had turned into, and Elah said it highlighted how her worlds should not collide, and she was mentally checking out of the whole thing. So I guess Elah was like, this was a joke about the internet, and it shouldn't have crossed into my actual family. But, like, what I find interesting is, like, Elah's being like, oh, these worlds shouldn't collide, but, like, you had Trisha on for a dating show So, like, if you have someone on for a dating show and then you are angry that that person is dating your brother, unless your brother's, like, married or something, like, super fucking weird is going on, but that just shows you didn't, like, actually care about this person's love life and you thought it was a joke. Because, like, if you were taking it seriously and you were like, I think Trisha deserves love and respect, you wouldn't be upset. You'd be like, oh, unexpected, but it worked out. You might be a little weirded out and it might be awkward, but you wouldn't be, like, angry. Like, her saying, like, it's a different world and being upset kind of shows me that you weren't genuine in your endeavor to do the Bachelorette for Trisha. And, like, you just thought it was a joke, which is, like, fine if it was a joke, but it doesn't seem like Trisha thought it was a joke. So if they had been like, oh, it's a complete joke, don't take any of it seriously. Like, I don't know. I just think, like, it is definitely a weird situation, but like someone said, they're grown adults, and like it's a little bit weird for your coworker to start dating your brother. That's like, you're like, okay, but like, it's not the end of the world. Like, definitely weirder things have happened. Like, it's not like your sibling dating your ex. Like, it's your coworker. Like, you did a lab on YouTube together and they met and now they're dating. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, I don't know. And this is so fucking bizarre, said Ethan. That's my brother-in-law, Hila's brother, and now in a Trisha Paytas video doing mukbangs, and I didn't even know. I didn't even know that they're hanging out. So again, like, they clearly view Trisha as a joke and not a real person who's, like, wanting companionship and love. And Trisha continued to post YouTube videos and TikToks with Moses, but was also accusing Moses of cheating. So there's a lot of things happening here. And Moses stuck around despite Trisha publicly slating him on several occasions and saying he was a cheater. He appeared on her podcast in 2020, the title Our Quarantine Romance, and Trisha confirmed they had been quarantining together. We barely knew each other at the start of quarantine, and now we're inseparable. And then things were fairly quiet until July. So from April of July, they appeared to just, like, be together. But then Trisha posted a podcast called Exposing the DMs, where she dragged him for speaking to other women, and then she deleted it. Trisha said that he had been catfished and was lured into an online relationship by a fan multiple times and read out their conversation. So, like, that's a lot. Arrested Development, I'm in love with your brother-in-law is all I can think about. That is a good show. That is a really good show. That's been a pattern for her and her online coworkers / friends. Exactly. So, Trisha and Moses appeared to sort things out. Over the next month, she was posting vlogs and TikToks with him, including the videos, quote, Jack in the Box with my Zohan, crazy as fuck, and trying Israeli food with my, I don't know how to read that, if anyone wants to chime in. So that is in August, and then they talked about Trisha's expose in that episode, and then Trisha asked why he returned to the podcast. So she's like, hey, I talked shit about you, like, why did you come back? And he said, why am I back? We can't stay away from each other. That was hot. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, but it's hot that she posted a 45-minute YouTube video talking shit about him, and then he still is obsessed with her. Oh, it translates to Israeli friend. Thank you. So here's some pictures of them kind of in the earlier parts of their relationship. And like I said, I just find this absolutely fascinating. Like, I would like to ask her multiple questions about this. Like, you have literally acted all the fucking videos and, like, the DMs and all of this, like, that is insane that he is still just, like, so deeply obsessed with her. Very interesting. I did clock that, Trisha. So, Trisha has obviously made a career out of controversies. Sir Attenborough should narrate their future reality show. Please. So Trisha has made a career out of controversy and often says things that turn out not to be true, and she always says that she was trolling. So it was really hard to determine if this was real or if it was for attention. So this is the context that Frenemies is starting with, which I did not know. I just started watching it. I didn't know that, like, her and Ethan had beefed and it had gone on for months about her dating this guy. Like, I didn't know all that. I knew about the brother-in-law thing, but I didn't realize it was this intense and weird. So then in September, they start the podcast Frenemies. That is why they are frenemies, because they like tried to be friends and collab together, but they just fucking keep having drama and problems. And that cleared up a lot of the uncertainty where people saw like, okay, maybe this actually is genuine. So we already watched the clips of them like having fun and laughing and stuff like that. Moses had been an H3 employee too. Exactly. And they have like, their relationship with their employees is very interesting. The way that influencers treat their employees is very like, sometimes really good, but also a lot of times really unprofessional and weird. So this is some clips of them fighting. They would fight on the show so much. Like there's multiple episodes where Trisha walks out. Like they would fight on the show a lot. So this is frenemies, but only enemies.
We've built this whole set and table, and I wonder how many episodes we make before this whole thing is burned to the ground. They said it would never happen. Me and Trisha making a podcast, and frankly, I thought they were right. What brings us to here,
so
which
good.
is a pairing of very bizarre. I've been wanting to make a podcast with like another comedian for a while, and I don't mean that to compliment you. I think I mean like two big personalities. Since we've had you on, we had
So she was
yet
dating
again
Moses
another
when it
disastrous
started.
episode. We all thought it ended in disaster. But now you are dating my brother-in-law. Why and how has this happened? What the fuck's going on?
The truth?
Yes, I want the truth. Fuck it! Explain to me why you're dating my brother-in-law. Nobody gives a fuck
Well, obviously you do.
about any of the bullshit you're talking about other than that.
Oh, really?
Why are you dating my brother-in-law?
Because like at first it was like I just thought it was just like funny. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so funny. Like I just like fuck him and then I'm coming back on the podcast like, I fucked your brother.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's it.
I mean that's how it started for sure.
I find it very odd that you're dating my brother-in-law.
You're
We did it.
restarting it.
Oh my
Not that I
God,
made
dude.
jokes. I'm just saying like it's just awkward now. I'm like, oh, did I say something wrong? Like,
This podcast is a disaster.
I check his DMs every day still.
Oh my god.
Girls are thirsty.
You guys are so weird.
You post nude on the internet. I see your ass all the time on my timeline, and I send it to Moses. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, if you don't like my vagina on your timeline, why can you post your ass on my timeline?
You gonna compare my ass to your fucking...
Yeah. How do you
Ew. Disgusting. I'm trying to hold back. I was gonna say busted ass vagina, but I don't mean that.
Ani have it,
Stop.
Oh, Ani Rosa Zain.
Oh my god.
Babakasha?
Wait, did you just say you like his dick?
I want his dick, yeah.
Gross. Oh my god, I can't believe this. No, I can't do this. I can't have Trisha at my Rosh Hashanah.
Like she's literally
You and Moses
terrorizing
been
him.
eating absolute trash, bro. Don't even act like you don't eat. You guys are eating
I have-
shit. Well, you fat. Just
No,
embrace
I'm
it.
not. First of all, I'm not fat. I did have like a little bit. First of all, I'm the top 0.1% on my only whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Just embrace what it is
I'm
you
not
are.
fat. I don't have trouble breathing. Can you bend down to tie your shoes?
Yeah. Can
Let me
you?
see. Prove it right now.
Can you?
You prove it
You
right
can't,
now.
can you?
No, prove it. I'll do it if you do it. Bend down. No, bend down. Oh, did you hear? You did the
Oh,
you
I
did
did.
that because I have that.
Well, I don't want everyone to see all your shit.
How many people have you had sex with in your life?
10.
Actually,
Yeah. How about you? Of 10 billion?
I literally thought you were like a virgin when you met you.
I have a kid. You came over to my house
Mm-hmm.
on Friday to celebrate the Jewish New Year with my family.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I found funny
Oh.
was that you showed up in like a IDF uniform and a beret and shit. Like you know,
That is
you know
insane.
that we don't dress like that.
Yeah, because you're the American Jews. I was representing the Israeli Jews that were present.
There was 2 Israelis there.
She showed up in an IDF uniform crop top.
Neither of them were in IDF uniform.
They were, though, at one point, so I was representing us. I was, like, on their side. I was the Israeli Hawkman side, and you were representing American Klein side. So I was trying to, show up. Moses thought I looked cute, by the way. He said I looked very good.
He's
And
out
not
of his
called-
fucking mind. Trisha has been making really obscene, borderline, I don't want to say anti-Semitic because you love Jews.
Wait, what? Me?
I'm not, and I said I'm not
She's
gonna say
like, me,
anti-Semitic.
anti-Semitic?
We always
But-
talk about this.
Yeah, but it
We always
goes to
talk
a
about
point
this.
of like fetishizing them.
True, yeah. I'm
True.
fetishized because I eat. That's a fetish. Like, you see American Jews that get angry, which aren't real Jews. You're like,
What?
it's like, calm down. You're from Ventura, California. Like, you know, you don't know this
No.
level. He's Israeli. They were slaves in Egypt.
He
Like,
wasn't
you
a
weren't.
slave.
His ancestors were. Your ancestors weren't.
Wait, why? Well, how do? Wait, what?
Because he's in the land of the free. The
Wait,
free.
hold on.
Like,
Anyways,
the
this is
way-
how
That-
cool.
wait, hold on. You know
That
that
she has
Jews
no
who-
idea what
who
she's
moved
talking
to
about
Europe,
kills me.
Which is where my ancestors come from.
Right.
Have a common origin. That's what being Jewish is.
Right, but they weren't exiled.
That's why they live in Europe.
No.
So where'd they come from?
Is she trolling? Phenomenal
Where'd they
question.
come from, Trisha?
I don't know, but I
Right.
know that the people in Israel were exiled from Egypt as slaves.
Where do you think that the people from
Her
Europe
Amazon
come
order
from?
history
Where
must
they
be
got that
The same
insane.
place, bro.
Where?
A
That's what
mess.
the Jewish
From Israel or Egypt?
from Egypt.
You're all about money. Like, as soon as TikTok, you heard you can make money, you're like, I'm on TikTok now.
What? I make like $5 a day.
I know you're all about the money, and not just because you're Jewish. It's because you're
A
just
Jew-
Oh my
That's
God.
not true. I'm really not
You
all about
can't
the
say
money.
that.
Why do you say that?
I know this.
Based on
Based on everything that I've heard about you, that I know about you,
heard about me
you're
from
money
what?
driven. And that's fine.
That's just
Okay.
not true. It's not true that I'm money driven.
You want
Imagine being like, hey guys, look, I made $20 on TikTok. He's a money driven, greedy Jew.
because
Is basically what you're saying.
didn't say that. I do YouTube videos every single day and I make no money. I make like
Well, that's because nobody watches your content because it sucks. Well, I'm a little.
So, like, they legitimately fight on the show. Like, they're hilarious together when they're hilarious, but they also very much fought. Immediate tension from day one. Why are you dating my brother-in-law? I thought it was funny. I could just, like, fuck him and then come on back on the podcast and be like, I fucked your brother. That's how it started, for sure. And then she said things grew from there. And then Moses became a staple on the podcast because he was off camera, but he would answer questions, bring them food. He would drive Trisha there every single time they filmed. And then on December 10th, 2020, they broke out in an argument because Klein mentioned that Hila did not want to be talked about on the podcast, as the things that Trisha was saying were causing tension between her and Moses. So I guess Hila was like, stop talking about me on the podcast. It's making it awkward for me and my brother. And this was a running topic of the conversation, had been that Moses had not been fully honest with his family about the relationship. And this seemed to be a sore point for Trisha. They would fight a lot when this topic would come up. And Ethan tried to explain to Trisha that it wasn't about her, because think about what we talked about last week of like Trisha's trauma and her early relationships of really being lied to and side-chicked and all that. Like, Trisha, I think, was just like super triggered of like, why don't you want to claim me? Like, what's wrong with me that like somehow I'm a secret? Like, we can't fucking talk about this relationship that I'm in. Why? Like, what's the reason why? And Ethan's like, no, it's not you. It's because my wife doesn't want to talk about it. But that's Trisha's point, is like, what's wrong with me then? Like, why can't we just be open and talk about this? So Trisha cried and walked out on the show swearing, saying that she hated Hila. And Moses was out getting pizzas and he returned to the chaos. And Trisha did come back the next day, even though she said she was quitting the show. And she apologized for her meltdown. So again, this is like early mid-December 2020. So this is their big fight in December of 2020.
When I have a kid, I'm not gonna have nannies. That's for damn sure.
Also, something important to bring up, it's like in a slide later, but it's just relevant as you watch this. Ethan and Hila were trying to get pregnant with another child. I think they already had one or maybe two. I think they had one. They have three now, but they were like in the process of growing their family. And Trisha has been really open prior to this about how, because she had dealt with STDs that went untreated, she thought she was never going to be able to have children, which was something that was really difficult for her. So I think that's just important to note that like that dynamic is happening where like the kid thing is a really big point of contention between them. Not contention, but like them having children, I think upsets Trisha because she wants to have children, which is, yeah. And she has been open that she has had multiple diagnoses with mental health.
When I have a kid, I'm not going to have nannies. That's for damn sure.
What does that mean? You're not going to have a babysitter when you have a kid? How are you going to do anything? You're going to... What does that mean? You're trying to attack our parental abilities?
Let's just move on. There's no attack. I just made a comment.
There's something wrong with having a nanny?
In my eyes, yes.
Really?
We just keep doing the beauty.
What about daycare?
It wasn't live. It was edited.
Daycare's different.
Why?
Daycare is... Nannies are like people who come here and take care of your child all day.
Because we're working. That's how... Everybody has nanny. They work. People work.
You can take care of kids and work. I never had a nanny. My parents, I never had a nanny.
And so you think we're bad parents? That's what you're insinuating?
I said I would never have a nanny. Did I say you had a bad parent? You're putting words in my mouth. I literally said I would never have a nanny if I had a kid.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of people have nannies. A lot of our employees have nannies. Because we both work, right? And so we have a nanny that Theodore really likes, and he spends the whole day with her. And then when she's done around 4:30, we take over and spend... I think that's pretty normal.
Okay. Happy for you guys.
Why are you attacking our parental
I'm not. I said
choices?
I would not have a nanny.
I also feel like he takes personal
I'm not
offense
attacking
to
your
any
preferences. You
comment.
do whatever you want. I'm not attacking
But
them
why
at all.
did you make that comment then?
I'm just saying, I heard a nanny upstairs and I was like, oh, I want to have a nanny.
Why'd you say it?
Because I want to have a nanny. I heard a nanny upstairs and I was
But you
like,
tried, but clearly you're
Like,
trying
I
to say
think it
something
was
about
kind
us.
of shady
Not
of
at
her,
all.
but it
That's
wasn't
you.
nasty.
Really? You just said it out of nowhere when you're mad at me?
You're projecting that.
No, I'm not.
She knows she's getting
Why would
under his
how
skin.
am I projecting?
Because you're like, oh, you're attacking us.
You
I
think
didn't
you-
attack you. I just
You
said I
think,
would
I'm
have a nanny.
you think I'm a good
It
dad?
was a comment. I have no idea. I don't know. You seem fine. You seem good with him. I have no idea if you're a good dad. I can't say either way.
But I have a nanny.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I don't think it's a problem. I would just, if I was lucky enough to
I
have a
wouldn't be
kid,
able to-
I would just spend my time with the kid.
If I was
figure it
lucky
out where
enough
we
to
could,
have a kid.
figure it out. Because my mom and dad did that. My mom was a single mom.
That's what I think it is like, she sees him having a nanny and is like, wow, you have a kid and you're like working and sitting with me here all day because she wants a kid. Like, that's what I see here.
And we still never had a nanny.
She didn't work when you were like 1.5?
She worked at night.
And nobody watched you?
My brother.
Oh, well, he doesn't have a brother or a sister. So should he just be by himself?
You have family, don't you? You can't be with his grandparents?
They're not here.
They're
They have a
very
life.
close.
I wish,
They have a life.
I would let them come.
That's what family
Well,
does.
so-
My grandma watched me.
Okay, so then this is the problem with my family.
Sure, put that out there if that's the narrative you want to say, sure. Whatever you want me to say, I will. If you want me to say that,
I'm just trying to follow the thread because you're upset. And
There's
you're trying
no
to.
threat. I
No.
literally made a comment that if I'm lucky enough to have kids, because I can't fucking have kids, that I'll be with them all the fucking time and make sure I can spend as much as I can with them. And then when
Don't you think it's healthy to be away from them sometimes?
Yeah, but they should be with another family member.
So they should never be with anyone that's not in their family.
I don't believe in that at all.
Seems extreme. Seems like not everybody has that luxury. You know?
Sure.
Like, they're just
So
poking
should I
each
quit or
other.
should Hila quit?
It's not about quitting. It's about balancing your schedules, in my opinion. You could do whatever you want, but if it was me, it'd be called balancing your fucking work schedules, especially because then you're both blessed to be able to, like, work for yourselves.
I'm a
like,
nanny, LOL.
you should, I would balance it.
So right now, Hila's at the job and I'm doing the podcast. So should I not do the podcast or should Hila not be at the...
I think both. I think
Okay.
you should get
I just
the
wanted you to
same
help
days.
with my schedule. So I'm not going
If
to
you
do the
want, if you want
podcast.
my help, I'll give you your help.
Yeah, I'm
You're
just trying to
asking
help.
for my help.
Yeah, I'm asking for your help scheduling my life around
Okay.
Theodore.
I'm gonna skip ahead
So
a
I'm
little
doing
bit.
the podcast now. So Hila should be at home for sure.
No, I'm not.
And then when I'm done with the podcast, she can go to the office and I'll be with Theodore.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
great schedule.
Okay. And do you know what it's like being with a 1.5-year-old?
Of course not, because I don't have a parent.
Right.
It's a little insensitive because I'm infertile, and it's a really issue that I struggle with.
Well, I
so
ask is because you
I
realize
don't
that you
have
can't
kids,
do
and
any
so by
work when you're
saying
with.
that, you're saying, do you have kids? Throwing it in my face that I don't. So
No, that's not what I was doing.
it's
Like, they're
exactly
just
what you're doing,
triggering the
because you
fuck
know I
out
don't
of
have
each
kids.
other.
No,
Why
my,
would
That's
you
like
ask
the
that
whole
question?
show.
was that
No.
you're assuming that it's so easy for me to be with a 1.5-year-old, not knowing how insane and like nonstop it is that I wouldn't be able to do anything else with the rest of the day when I have work to do. I have
Right.
to work. I'm an adult. I have a job like most adults do. And what happens?
This
if
is
you're
a
two
low for
parents and
both
you have
of
to
them.
go, like, huh?
Where's your mom and dad don't want to watch Theodore? They don't want to have to
They're
spend
here on
every minute they
Sundays.
can with him. I know my mom would
He's
be like,
been a
oh, let me,
YouTuber for a
like,
long
my-
time.
That's your mom.
Right. So I'm just giving you my perspective. You asked
So
for my help.
you're criticizing my mom.
You said I gave you my perspective.
No, I want your perspective.
I think
That's what I
Frenemies
said.
was so
Well,
successful
I
because
do
they're
wish
both
you guys have a
chronically
kid,
wrong and
I'm
insane.
sure it'll be great.
Yes,
I
and this
hope
was
that you quit
edited and
doing everything
uploaded.
you do in life just to be with
I
that
wouldn't.
kid
I would make it
24/7.
work because I
You
work
would
for
make
myself, and you
Right.
know what? That's when you find someone.
And I hope
mom, my
Moses.
sister.
I hope Moses quits every single thing he does to be with the kid every single moment when you are.
That's
Feedback
totally fine
with
if he
each
wants
other.
to. If he doesn't want to, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
They're
like everybody
chronically
does with kids.
defensive, both of them.
They
Yeah.
quit everything they do.
When you have a kid, you should try and be with that as much as possible, not
Be with
with
it.
strangers.
I hope their editor was
Abby's
paid
not
better
stranger.
than that nanny.
She's not your family.
Dan's not. I mean, Dan's not family, but I trust him.
Okay.
The pizza's here.
Wow.
The pizza's
Should
here.
we keep doing beauty products?
Whatever you want.
All right, let's do it.
Crazy cortisol high over here.
What triggered you again? What were we talking about?
Ela being too good for me to talk about on this podcast. Don't even fucking mention her. She's a fucking queen. Like, don't even fucking mention me on the podcast.
Right, that's
Even though
fine.
I'm a literal podcaster.
Right, that's why.
Cool. And you can
Oil. You want to do the oil?
This is about to get bad. Buckle in.
The pizza's here, everybody. Woo! The pizza's here. We had a full meltdown while you were gone.
expect another text from your sister. I'm not coming back to the house. I'm not. Like,
Moses said, "What happened?" You know, this is the literal meme where you walk in with the pizza and the room's on fire. This is the literal meme where you come back with the pizza. Oh my god.
No, like shit's about to go off.
This
Just
is
wait.
literally.
It's
she's
bad.
really
It's about to get
because
worse, sir.
She was saying how Ela doesn't like
oh,
her.
Ela says, don't talk about me on the podcast. All I said was you should have the guest. He's like, we can't mention Ela. She doesn't want me to talk about, oh, she's too good for a fucking podcast. Even though we were talked about, they never once insulted me at the
I
beginning
said
of
it's a
spring. She has a fucking podcast. I brought life to the
I get why Trisha's upset. Like, you talk about our relationship again and again and again and again, but now suddenly Ela cannot be mentioned on the podcast. And this is where it's really about to go the fuck off. I'm going to roll back a couple seconds.
podcast. Even though we were talked about, they never once insulted me at
I
the beginning
said
of
it's a
spring. She has a fucking podcast. I brought life to the fucking Atria channel, but oh, Ela's too fucking good to even mention her name. I said nothing bad. I said like, oh, we should have her as a guest or whatever. Like, I don't even mention Ela. She doesn't want to be talked about. Fuck.
Okay.
I literally don't care. Literally, I don't want to come back because I really fucking hate her.
So she always making comments about the family and how.
I wasn't. That wasn't it. I said, oh, Ela should be a
That's
guest
why-
on the podcast, and you're like, don't fucking mention Ela. She's the one to talk about. Oh, a fucking queen. You guys can talk about my shit all the time, but her, don't fucking mention her name. Dumb fucking bitch.
Okay.
I think we should just end it, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
She's such a fucking bitch.
She's not.
And you are too, and you're a fucking cuck.
You take.
You have no fucking
cock.
backbone.
All right, you should leave. We'll talk later. Yeah, you should get out.
I'm not-
Neither
I
a
can't go
boundary
either, but I'm
or
not
self-esteem
fucking
to be found.
Fucking bitch, you too. I don't care. Fucking dump me. I couldn't care less.
It's not about dumping.
And they posted it.
I don't know what happened.
I'm gonna fuck your
They're just-
brother-in-law. He is how it started.
If just so you know what happened, she was talking.
So, and again, it's not over at this point. The podcast keeps going. And it's just, I'm not a Trisha stan. She should not have said those things. Like, I see why she feels this way, but to be like, she's a fucking cunt, she's a bit, like, to go off that way was not necessary and not called for. I think both of them are being nasty. Both of them are trying to get under each other's skin. I think both of them are not taking accountability for their side of it in the conversation. This is literally just going in circles. Both of them know it's gonna get views. Like, it's fucked up and it's getting intense quickly. And then a few days later, Trisha announces that they're engaged. Her and Moses are engaged. So again, this is December 2020. This is Christmas 2020. So...
Are you serious? You really called her? Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, are you serious?
dressed as Jasmine from Aladdin. The turnaround, I have whiplash.
Are you serious? Oh my god, oh my god. Holy shit. Are you serious? Yes. Put it on me. Is it my size? Oh my god.
The enslaved Jasmine from Aladdin. Moses is so intriguing. I think he was also in the IDF. All she's ever wanted to be is married. No, for real. Could you imagine being a sister and seeing this happen to your brother? I don't have a brother, so no. I'm literally, like, deceased at this. Because I didn't start watching Frenemies. Like, when I first started watching it, I had to catch up. So I didn't know about the timeline of any of this as it went down. When I, like, was researching for this, watching it go down this way was literally so insane to me. Moses is the most intriguing out of all of this, what I would give to interview that man. She later said she was annoyed he did it in costume because she thought she'd like it because they were dressed up. So on Christmas Day, she announces that they are engaged. They posted that picture, but apparently he had proposed like a week prior, dressed up as Aladdin and Jasmine for a photo shoot. She said, guys, it's 100% real. It happened 1 week ago today. It was a total surprise to me. I'm in complete shock, but couldn't be happier. It doesn't feel real. We're in bed reading all the comments and overwhelmed by the love and support. We're getting married, y'all. It did receive some backlash for cultural appropriation, and this is 9 months into their relationship. I think Trisha, at this point, I think she was born in 1988, so I think she's in her 30s. She's in her 30s at this point. I think he is a little bit older than her, but not a ton. So people called her, again, racist for cultural appropriation, but that's just going to keep happening to her, and she's not going to learn about it. I completely forgot about this, but they get engaged, they keep doing the podcast for a while, and they would still fight and jab at each other, but September 2021, this is heavy and intense. So, like, trigger warning, I completely forgot about this. But September 2021, Moses was accused of stealthing by a former partner. Stealthing is where you, like, are having sex with someone with a condom and you take the condom off without telling the other person. It is a form of rape and sexual assault, I'm pretty sure legally, but more importantly, in my opinion. Moses denied this, and then Trisha leaked a screenshot of their conversations with Ethan and Hila to Twitter, where Trisha pleaded for everything to stop. They said that the ex was lying and begged to be left alone. And Trisha posted multiple videos sobbing and said that joining Frenemies was a life-ruining mistake. Trisha and Moses made it clear that they were sticking by each other, and the allegations plaguing their relationship were not going to tear them apart. I don't really know a ton about this allegation or who accused him of this or why. I really don't know. And like I said, I don't know much about Moses. Like, I don't know his vibe and what his deal is, really. But I don't know. It's fucked up. If he did that, that's very, very fucked up. I don't think that it's, like, shocking of me to say that. And then also, like, with the DM things, like, it seems like this is kind of a trend, is like stand by, loyalty, close off, whatever, which is very interesting to me, especially given Trisha's past and like the drama in her previous relationships and like how up and down so many things have been, and like kind of the us against the world mentality I don't think is like super healthy. Her pulling a Nia, yeah, low key. So I don't really know what to say on that. Like I said, I don't know if it's true or what even was really to that situation. But she is still with him, still doing the Frenemies podcast. That's where we are. And then she also posted a vlog with him talking about mental health and communication and all of that, never walking away from an argument. Let me Google what she's diagnosed with, because I forget. What is Trisha Paytas diagnosed with? Borderline personality, BPD. Yes, I could not remember if it was bipolar or BPD. She also said she has dealt with anorexia and substance abuse. We're going to talk a little bit more about the substance abuse. But borderline personality disorder is a serious mental illness characterized by pervasive instability in moods, relationships, self-image, and behavior. She revealed also in 2021 that they had moved into a new mansion that was $3.65 million and over 7,000 square feet. And then this is from March of 2021. This is her song, I Love You, Moses. And I will say that in Trisha Part 1, I got the notification that me and her are revenue sharing. So she said, you can use my video, but I will get some of the money. The only other person that's ever done that to me was John Gosselin from John and Kate +8. And I do respect that as a YouTuber. This is her song, I Love You, Moses, if you had not already gathered that. For those of you on TikTok, you have to come to Twitch to see these things. Like, welcome from TikTok. I'm unclear about this too, and I've never read the Bible, so I don't know. I don't know anything. Incredible I Love You, Jesus sequel. We thought that she could never top I Love You, Jesus. And this is pre-AI. I have read the Bible. I also know nothing. I think it's both about him and the Moses from the Bible. Yes, it is the same as I Love You, Jesus, with slight changes. I love that you name names. John Gosselin isn't a surprise. Because, like, you could have set it to block my visibility. You could have been like, no, you can't use my video. Cut it out. But you said, hey, let's share the money. I will be translating the verses and getting back to y'all. Thank you, Fried Pickles. Egyptian or oppressed, we must always do our best. No one below, no one above. Moses, give me your love. No, she just has it set up like that permanently. I don't think she's seen it. The costumes are killing me. You freed the slaves and you freed my soul. The Israeli flag. I think he was literally in the IDF. The chances aren't zero, she might have. I would not be shocked if she did. Trisha, if you see this, let me know. No, she did not delete this. This is fully on her channel. Fully on her channel. So she's doing the podcast. She is living with Moses. Life is going on.
Like, I guess not. I don't know. Not that we're a couple. Are we a couple?
This is just some clips of them.
Same girl.
ללא חומרים משמרים.
Oh, שומרים חומרים. I was like, oh my god, why did you put so much on this
I didn't spend it on this, spend it on you.
I'm glad you think this is an immaculate deep dive.
Which I know, I was like, oh, okay, thanks. See this.
They do have a lot of chemistry between each other. Like, it seems genuine. I don't know.
I told you already, everything about it is doing this.
So them against the world.
It's everything I've ever wanted, so seriously.
So that's them. It does seem like a very genuine relationship, like I said. I'm telling you, they're gonna be together forever. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised about anything. Jackie, thank you for subscribing. And someone else earlier who said that you used your parents' Prime. I know that's right. And then it happens. Tuesday, June 8th, 2021, Trisha Paytas posted a YouTube video announcing that they are leaving Frenemies. It's happening. It is happening. So the podcast was going for almost a year because it started in September of 2020. At this point, her and Moses have been together for over a year, and she is leaving Frenemies. This was a couple hours before the episode was released where they actually had the fight and she left. In the video that Trisha posted, she said that they had experienced a lot of anxiety while filming the most recent episode. They said while the show had been their weekly source of stability and they did look forward to it, it was best for everyone if they stepped away. Trisha said that Klein had told them that the podcast production crew was unhappy with them for her behavior after an argument broke out about how Ethan Klein spends the revenue from the show. So Trisha said that Ethan hired a new person for H3H3 Productions, which produces everything, and Trisha said that she didn't like that she didn't have any say in that decision. So Trisha was like, you just hired this person for our podcast and I didn't get any say in it, and that's kind of where the fight started. But you've been here for an hour so far, that's not where the fight started. They've literally been fighting since 2019. This is the fight that ended frenemies.
So you want to give advice while we eat pizza?
Yeah. Can I say one more thing? Did you ever see Brokeback Mountain? I watched that last night.
I actually never watched it, but I know the plot.
It's the pizza.
Did it break your heart?
Oh my God. It was
Those
like...
cowboys just wanted to be, they just wanted love to be loved. Love is love.
But it wasn't even that. Like,
In
the
these
one,
outfits.
like, could not be with him because he's like...
I want a
because it takes
pizza.
place, like, 60s, 70s, and 80s. It's, like, through the era and stuff like that. It's,
For those of you on TikTok, you have to come to Twitch, sorry.
But it is
I
like...
am streaming.
Oh my God, yeah. So, well, basically, like, they do fall in love with each other. They're both married to women. This takes place in the 60s or whatever. And then Jake Gyllenhaal gets, like, beat in the face to death for being gay in Texas. And then the wife, played by Anne Hathaway, like, I think she was in on it at the end because she called...
Not much changed since then in Texas, I don't do.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's what's so... Okay, I'm not trying to get all, like, heat about this, but there's still... People are still like that. Like, trans people are getting beat in their face to death.
Oh, I'm
like,
so over that shit.
And so, like, watching it, I was just like, holy shit. And, like, Heath Ledger, Jake Gyllenhaal said Heath Ledger refused to make, like, gay jokes about it, like, during the Oscars, and... I don't know.
Is there a third pizza?
You're so not good about this. Okay, let's go through your...
So, like,
she's
trying to talk about, like, she watched Brokeback Mountain, and it gave her a lot of empathy for, like, trans people who are facing violence for their identity, and gay people who have faced that and currently face that. Like, she's trying to have a serious conversation. It seems like he's trying to change the subject.
Segment, just for the record, fan advice is a stupid segment.
Why?
But we can do it. It's so
And then-
dumb. What's the point?
He's changing the subject, trying to get to the fan advice segment, and she's like, that's a stupid segment. Instead of just being, like, mature and being like, hey, Ethan, I'm trying to talk about something serious that's important to me. Can we please focus on talking about trans rights right now? That's what, like, a mature, level-headed person would have done instead. But that's not what Trisha Paytas did or said. Trisha Paytas said, I think that's a stupid segment. But, like, I'm seeing what's happening here.
To give advice to our fans.
But that's not the, like, that's like when people run out of ideas and they start doing Q&As. Like, Tyler Oakley ran ideas, so it's like, we're going to do Q&As now because we have nothing else to talk about. Okay, go ahead. It's such a dumb segment.
It's so not. It's
like, we
fun.
have
Well,
nothing to fill
sometimes...
the time.
Okay, well, what, you want to talk more about the Brokeback Mountain, a movie from fucking, like,
It's
10
just,
years
to me,
ago?
It's like a lazy podcast. Like, we're going to play games on the, like, you know.
A lazy podcast. You don't
Him
do
dressed
anything
as
for it.
Fester
You
during
show
the
up, you do all
fight.
the work.
Oh my God, yeah, right.
How am I wrong?
With what? I always contribute. You never like. First of all, when you were doing all the podcasts, it was like Keemstar, Jake Paul, like, and everyone's like, we're so sick of hearing about this because it's every. Like, I saw on this, you had stuff from last H3. You just recycle H3 content on Friendly.
I like that you
You're like, oh, we're
translate
gonna
her
push it through
intent
the
and
history
thought
meme or
process,
whatever.
'cause I
Like, you already
see it.
did that on the last episode, and I saw it's on here.
I didn't bring it up. I didn't say it.
But the fact that it's already on there, like, I had to bring up all these other topics because I'm like, I don't want to go to that because you brought it up last week.
Let's see.
Being unable to stop eating the
We
pizza
put
during
together
the
this
fight.
Gabby Hanna
Real.
segment.
I mean, I literally, again, could have done that for my head. I always chime in with my topics. Like, I always do because, like, I try and steer it.
Okay, what did you bring on the Logan Paul fight?
I brought it up, first of all, because
Brought
it's
it up?
trending.
You're like, I don't even know what to say about it. I don't even know why people watch.
I never pick the costumes. I never do the vlogs. I give so many ideas. I say dancing for the vlogs. I give all these ideas, and you don't. It's just
What's wrong with
people
advice?
work for you? I don't think it's a good segment.
The people want to hear from us.
Okay.
And then now it's
Do
coming
it.
out that she feels like
I'm telling you my
he
opinion.
runs
And
the
all the vlogs
show.
we've done,
Well-
I've suggested other vlogs, and like that never does. I
Well, if
suggest
you don't
other
like it,
things.
then we shouldn't do it.
Okay.
Since this is a show about me and you.
No, but you're saying I do all the work, but I'm telling you I don't like all the stuff you do. I'm just kind of go with it because I'm like, okay, I guess it's what you
Trisha
wanna
is
do, but I have
mean
to
for
start
no
saying no, because
reason. I think it's like the only way she knows how to express herself, which is sad.
some things are just not good ideas.
And sometimes he instigates her on
I like it,
purpose.
Okay.
And like
Don't find it really interesting.
what I see Trisha do is something that I have done before that's like really counterproductive, but when you're in the moment it makes sense. When you're uncomfortable because there's conflict, sometimes a really horrible strategy to use is to say something so fucking mean that the conflict ends there. So sometimes I feel like that's what Trisha does because Trisha does not know how to de-escalate or regulate herself. she will just say something mean, because sometimes you say something so mean and so fucked up that it just like cuts it and everyone's like, whoa, and it just stops. And it's like a defense mechanism to just get it to stop. And that's what I see her do sometimes. And I feel like he provokes her a lot.
In question.
They're not though.
Brutal.
I just don't like when we spend like, well, whatever.
Go ahead, say it. There's a good script.
But you're asking like, we do all the work. It's like, we spent one frenemies rehashing all the stuff you said about Keemstar and H3 Live, which was 2 days prior.
Okay, it happened
like,
one time.
No, it's happened before where you just like bring up stuff that you already mentioned, like, and it's fine. But
why are you attacking me?
You asked me, you said tell me, and I'm telling you, like, just because you guys come up with everything doesn't mean it's good. It's recycled, a lot of it. So it's like I can come up with new
Not
ideas.
a lot of it.
A lot of it.
No. If you have ideas, I'm all ears.
I watch H3 Live and we talk about the same thing, and I'm happy to talk about it.
It's not always like that. It's happened before. I agree.
It happened last time. I thought it's happened a lot.
It didn't happen last time, did it?
I like this
The
comment.
title was like pregnancy announcement, which is I'm happy to talk about the pregnancy.
We
but
talked a lot about the pregnancy.
Okay, before the we get into this, because this is crazy, I want to read this comment. I think he tried to trigger her to get views and money without factoring in that he is defensive as fuck and is not mature enough to come off good in that interaction. I think so too. I think that he knew that he could get her to lash out on camera, and that's why he wanted her to do this show. This is where the truth fully comes out to me, because this, just like that other fight where Trisha was like, and he was a fucking cunt, and she like lost it because she got triggered over like the child care parent thing, that's about to happen again, and that to me is the most common thread through all of this. She was kind of treated like a reason for clicks. Oh wait, I need to catch up with the chat. She was kind of treated as a reason for clicks. She brought laughs and views, and Ethan directed everything they did. This is an example of her losing it to having a lack of creative control or input or whatever was taken seriously. I wonder how many fights they cut out or if they post them all. Oh, that's a good question. She gets told she's not smart and then actually threatens a lot of the men who are trying to take advantage of her. She is very smart. So this is where things to me really take a turn and get extra dark and extra nasty.
the title was like pregnancy announcement, which is I'm happy to talk about the pregnancy.
We talked a lot about...
Because Hila is pregnant. Like I said, they had been trying to grow their family, and they announced it. So Trisha gets to work to record frenemies, and the list of, hey, here's the topics we're going to talk about. One of them is pregnancy announcement. She already knows Hila's pregnant. She also knows this was announced on Hila and Ethan's podcast. This is also after Hila said, never talk about me on that podcast. I'm not saying what Trisha's about to do is correct. What I'm saying is that, like, this is layered.
The pregnancy.
But it wasn't the pregnancy announcement. H3 Live was. It's your guys' thing, which I'm happy to talk about. I'm happy for you guys. But to say, like, oh, we don't recycle things, it's like, you know, you do, and it's fine. But I don't make it the same title because it's not an announcement. We're talking about your pregnancy.
I wouldn't say recycling. It's a different conversation.
The original one was Trisha's gonna, like, something, it didn't have to be about me, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that it's a pregnancy announcement, again, when it's not a pregnancy announcement, because I'm not pregnant. You know what I mean? We're talking about your guys' pregnancy. It wasn't an announcement.
I'm
announced
not
on
pregnant.
H3 Live.
Oh, you thought that people would think it was about you
Of
being
course
pregnant?
it was, because you are, unless you're just recycling the same title you did for H3 Live, which is, it's not, it's just like, I watch H3 Live, I don't want to talk about it on frenemies. Like, if we're...
So not only is she probably jealous that Hila's pregnant, she's also, I think, rightfully annoyed that the topic title says pregnancy announcement when they already announced it on their own podcast. I do agree that it should have said, like Hila's pregnant or something like that, you know? I never understood why Ethan would post these if family issues or deeper issues are mentioned. Then the next episode, he blames Trish for bringing it up. Okay, then don't post it. The only reason are money and views. And you can hear the hurt in her voice.
Or being honest,
Well,
you
we
know?
were going to talk about Hila being pregnant, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
But the title has to be pregnancy announcement?
I don't see why that's a problem.
Because you did that on Friday. You're just recycling titles. It's not an announcement. You weren't announcing it.
Okay, so
Which is a
Hila's
fair
pregnant,
point.
and I'm talking about it with Trisha. Would you prefer that?
Anything to be more creative. It's like the fact that you just talk about what you talked about the week,
There's a lot of
week
people here. I
prior
love
is like,
it.
and I've seen other people call it out. It's not just me. Like, I mean, people have called it out before. Like, the whole Keemstars, I didn't know. It was like the 30 minutes was exactly the 30 minutes you did on H3 Live.
Yeah, I agree. That part was...
That's crazy.
Sometimes I forget what I've talked about, honestly.
But you're saying you have all this crew that does all this work for you and nobody could remember that you talked about that 2 days prior?
I agree. Somebody should have said something. I was like, guys, why don't you tell me when I'm talking about the same shit over and over?
Her points are valid.
Because
She's
I
just
tell
not
them,
going
I
about
go,
it
yo,
right.
make sure to include this. And they go, oh, okay. But I go, oh, shit, I talked about the same thing. But I feel like you're so angry about this.
I'm literally not, but it's
Yes,
so
you
funny.
are.
I'm not. I'm angry when you say something.
You need to admit when you're angry.
Ethan, I promise you, this is really is gaslighting. I go to a lot of therapy right now, and this really is. When I say I'm not angry,
It's
I'm
about
not.
to go off.
I'm like just trying to tell you that you're like, oh, we do everything for the show, and I'm saying it's not always good. I'm not angry. If I was angry, I would like leave or something, but I'm not. But you
But
telling
you're
me I'm
upset
angry,
or something. You're not
I'm
upset or angry.
not.
Okay. All right.
but it is like frustrating when you think you do all this work and like think, oh, we're doing all this great stuff, and it's like, it's not that great sometimes. A lot of it is, and I like appreciate all the work you do and stuff like that, but it's also like not that great. I don't get input on like people we hire, like all this stuff like that.
People we hire. Why would I ask you about people I hire?
Because it's frenemies and you take the budget for paying the crew. That's what you told me. You take highlights, you take 5% to pay the crew.
No,
so why don't I get any input on the crew or what we do?
These are employees of our
So why are you
production
taking
company.
highlights and 5% of frenemies? You told me that it was to pay them, that they could be working.
For production costs.
Okay, but you told me
Now they're
at the
fighting about
beginning.
Costs.
You told me at the beginning it's like they could be working on other things. So I made that argument too. I'm like, well, they're already H3. Oh, they could be working on other things. So I'm like, okay, in that case.
For production costs. I take 5% extra from the podcast revenue, and I take the highlights revenue, and everything else we split.
Right. So for production costs.
Yeah.
But again,
And
you were
he's getting
about to
into
move us all to
semantics.
downtown LA, and I was just like, but the production costs should be included.
Yeah.
Like, you were going to share the cameras because Dan said, oh, we have to get new computers and new cameras. Well, I'm like, Frenemies
And I
has the budget.
obliged you. I said, okay, fine.
But you fought me on it.
Because we bought a studio downtown.
And I guess
that was always the plan by the.
They bought a studio in downtown LA, and she doesn't want to go to downtown LA. And if you remember, she was a sex worker in downtown LA.
That we were going to move downtown, and then all of a sudden, I was
For
like, "Yo,"
H3,
and
I
I
had
was
no
like, "Yo,
consent
we're
to it.
moving." I told you ahead of time, but it's fine because
You didn't tell me downtown
we're
LA.
still at my house now. But I
I don't
said,
know where
okay,
his house
so
was.
I was like, "Yo, by the way, we moved into our new office. We're going to be there next week. It's good." And then you're like, "Oh, I don't want to go down there," and we had made all these plans to move the set and everything and to do everything. So you're like, "I don't want to go down there." And then we talked about it for a little bit, and I said, "Okay, fine." And so we had to buy.
But that was the first time we ever spent money on production costs.
It's not about that, dude. It's literally about we are producing the show and I'm taking a cut. I feel like that's beyond reasonable.
All the
Beyond
highlights.
reasonable.
5%.
Yeah.
5%. Do you realize how much 5% was of our last one? That should be enough. But also like highlights, and then you weren't the membership I had to fight for because you're like, oh, I forgot to tell you about the members. Like
I giving you
crazy.
50% of all the members, even though we work and do all of the work. I don't know why you fight me on money. The deal you have is beyond reasonable.
Okay.
No, but I feel like a lot of frustration you have about everything with the.
Frustrated. When I'm bringing stuff up, you get
Oh,
defensive.
she's
I'm
had
not
enough.
frustrated. I'm pointing out these things because I would like to know. I just want everything to be a lot more transparent because I'm like,
Everything,
what are the production
I
costs?
can't be more transparent.
And it seems like he's like, you're fighting with me about money, and she is saying, I care more about the transparency and being like an equal partner than I do about the actual money. I think ultimately what the problem here is, Trisha thinks and believes that him and her should be equal partners in producing Frenemies. Ethan thinks and believes that Frenemies is his podcast and Trisha is paid talent. Those are two very different business agreements. They can both be business agreements that are good and ethical, but if you do not have clear contracts and you are not on the same page about what the agreement is, that's what this is radiating to me. She's doing a horrible job communicating her issue. He is doing a horrible job listening and like seeing what and it was never equal partnership. She assumed that. And he also was not, like, overall it's just a mess.
Can you show me all the costs of production that
It's
you...
not like an itemized thing. We are doing.
And I think it's fair for her to ask to see production costs. She said, can you show me production costs? And he said, it's not an itemized thing. That's not great.
the show. That's the cost.
So if you don't think 5% is like enough for the producing the show?
5% and the highlights was what we agreed to at the beginning, and that's what it is.
Oh my god. Okay, if you think that's what it's worth, okay.
It's worth more than that, to be honest with you. You're getting a very generous deal. And the sponsors that we work to get, right? We do all the work to bring the sponsors.
I mean, I had all of
50%.
Adam and Eve for the first like 20 shows. So I mean, I appreciate what you do, but don't act like I don't bring it. I brought.
Yeah, you
all
brought
of that.
Adam and Eve, and so that was one sponsor we worked with.
That's
which
all we
was
had for
awesome.
the first like.
And now
10
we have
sponsorships.
tons of sponsors every episode because it takes time, obviously to get the show up and pitching, and you get 50% of all of that. I feel like the deal you get is super fair. And I feel like you're gaslighting me, to be honest, saying that you're not like frustrated about
But
that.
I'm not.
Because it really is a source of like every time something comes up where it's like, I hired somebody or this, that, and like, oh, you don't do that much on the show.
I'm bringing attention to it. I'm not upset. I would text you. I would tell you if I was.
It always comes down to, oh, you get this extra 5%. And so
because you're saying, why should I get an input on the employees? That's what you said. And because you brought up to me
they
that.
don't just work on frenemies, they're my employees.
Okay, no HR insight. And that's what I was saying. And some people in the chat are saying, like, his side versus her side. I said earlier, the way that influencers and creators run their business is a lot of times not very ethical. And that's what I mean when I say, like, it's not great that he didn't have these lists and things like that. Like, it's clearly a small operation and it's not being super, like, tracked and HR'd and compliant and all those things, which is just like a recipe for this.
Originally, you said, oh, we pay the employees. They could be working on other things. So why don't we have frenemies employees and I get input if we're spending 5% of the budget towards them?
I think that's not what it is.
That's what you said.
And then her proposed solution was, let's hire someone just for frenemies and pay them from frenemies. So again, like, a mature person who's emotionally regulated would have off camera been like, hey, this podcast is getting big. It's making a lot of money. I do not feel like I'm an equal partner in this. I want to be an equal partner in this. Where do we go from here? That's what a mature person would have done, but neither of these are mature, level-headed professional people.
But
neither am I. So that's how I can tell.
How they feel, and you're telling me how I feel, and I'm telling you I don't feel frustrated or upset. So I don't know what else that could be. How am I gaslighting you by telling you I'm not feeling this way? How is that gaslighting you? I'm not feeling this way.
Okay.
I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't come here. I would,
You listen. You can be upset and not because you could be upset and then also not be like, I'm not showing up. Fuck you.
I'm
like
not
there's
upset.
levels.
If I was upset, I wouldn't show up.
I'm just explaining. I'm just because you can be upset and still show up.
But I'm not upset, and that's what gaslighting is. Because you're saying I'm gaslighting you by saying
you're not upset. You're perfectly.
Oh, wow.
You're in a perfect condition right now.
Okay. Wow. Holy cow, that's crazy.
So awkward.
I mean, I don't know how you. I just don't see what you just did. That's really.
What did I do?
We have to end it now. Like, really.
What did I do?
We gotta stop for real. Really.
Okay.
We stop.
And the way he doesn't, like, they don't stop filming. She's saying, I want to stop, and they're not stopping.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, you can walk away.
So.
Whenever you're ready, you can walk away.
It's the pizza curse.
But can we just,
I'm not going to title it
Trisha's
thing. It's the pizza curse. It is.
And she's basically saying she's done. She wants to be done. And he's like, then walk away. And she's saying she wants to just, like, end the episode. Walking away and ending an episode are two very different things.
And I got pizza. The pizza? Oh, no, it was pizza. Trisha, let me just say, I'm sorry.
Ethan, that you just did that, you're right. You're right. Nothing's wrong with you. But you don't know how much therapy I go to a week. I go to 4 Zoom sessions a week.
No, I understand,
Ethan, what you just said was, you're right, Trisha, everything's fine. That's insane. Like, the fact
like,
that
it's been apparent to me from day one that he does not respect
her. We're a friendly conversation. I shouldn't have to walk on eggshells around everything I say.
All right, Ethan, I'm asking to end this. I'm asking
you. You can leave anytime, Trisha.
But then you're making this thing where we're not ending the show and you get to sit here and be like, okay, well, that just happened and you're eating pizza and then
I will end the show the minute you walk off the
let's just
end it before she walks away.
Thank you guys for watching, and I don't want it to be a thing where you're just sitting here eating pizza and you become a meme.
So then I'll say I'm sorry.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't want
I feel like he sees her as a joke. I do too.
All right, we're done. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
So that is the fight that ended frenemies for real. Not great on either of their parts, but like, again, him not ending it, I did not like that. And then there was a lot of fallout after this. They got into a heated argument when the episode aired. Trisha posted another video titled One More Thing, repeating her claim that the issue had nothing to do with the money. Ethan is tweeting that the crew is getting hate, and he's like, Trisha's coming for the crew. That's not really what I read from the situation. And Ethan said, instead of talking to me and handling it privately, they put out another 20-minute video that caused my crew to get so much hate that they're now privating their Instas. They also got in a heated Twitter exchange about their contract and sending screenshots. They just had like a very, very vague agreement. What did she do to the photos of him and Gila? I don't know about that, but we talk about her OnlyFans in a little bit. And the foundation of the show was really him shitting on her. Like, that was the foundation of the show. But I don't know what you're talking about of the photos. So anyway, they are fighting about the contract on Twitter. The Trish is being called anti-Semitic still because, obviously, Ethan deletes all his tweets and says, I'm going to take a step back. At the end of the day, Frenemies was a beautiful experiment I will always cherish. I've loved and grown so much from the experience and have Trisha to thank for that. She's a dear friend of mine throughout, and I'll always be grateful for what she's done to us. And then a few hours later, Trisha deleted all her tweets too and posted a video titled, I'm sorry, where they said that they were sad to leave, but it didn't feel right to stay. Obviously, I handled things poorly. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I let everyone down. I let myself down. I quit. I do quit. I quit everything. I feel like she's used to being the butt of the joke from the Vlog Squad days. Exactly. And then Ethan made a video addressing the feud, and Trisha addressed each point as she watched it. So they literally just end up having a huge falling out on social media on both sides. They're both talking about each other, like, all of that. Late on the evening, Ethan posted a video saying regarding Trisha quitting Frenemies to share his story. It's 44 minutes addressing everything that Trisha said about the new production crew. He says that she wanted new crew, new set, everything just for the show. Added that she wanted the existing crew to be fired and said that he told the crew. He also spoke about the financial aspect, saying Trisha gets all the security and all of the check promoting her shit, and I'm stuck with all the fucking bills, which I agree with. Like, if they are going to be equal partners, Trisha need to be an equal partner and take on some of the liability and have it be structured as a partnership as well. That's why I was saying, like, they were not equal partners, because if I was Trisha, I would rather just be the talent. Like, I would rather not own all the equipment and all of that and just show up, rather than have the responsibility of managing an entire crew, the HR, the payment, like, all that stuff. I would rather just show up and record and get a percent. That seems easier to me, but if she wanted to be an equal partner, that's what she wanted. Clearly, it's not shaking out that way. Saying that Ethan said he got screwed because he had already spent a bunch of money on Frenemies merch, which obviously was not going to really be a thing anymore. And this is just getting quite unstable. Oh, I dropped something. They're both just getting to be quite unstable. Colleen, thank you for subscribing. And it just keeps going. So then Trisha starts filming her rebuttal video, and some people in the chat are talking about, like, lots of insane things that they both said about each other, talking about Ethan's kid's aunt, and, like, just getting nasty and gross. Where was I? So Trisha began filming her rebuttal video where they were watching his video and reacting, like I said, and she posted 3 videos. Part 1, Ethan lies. Part 2, Ethan lies. Part 3, Ethan lies. It was around 2.5 hours of footage altogether, where Trisha disputed most of his recounting of the events. She maintained in both videos and tweets that she never asked for the crew to be fired. She only wanted an extra producer to work exclusively on Frenemies, which I do think kind of makes sense if they were going to have an equal partnership. I digress. As they were under the impression that existing crew members were working across the different shows in different capacities. She also disputed the claims about the income, saying that they would have contributed to the cost if they had been asked. I also think that is probably true. I think it is probably true that Ethan was like, she doesn't contribute shit or pay for shit. And I also don't think he ever asked. Because one thing we've seen about Trisha, she is not shy about... I hate when people go the wrong fucking way in our roundabout. Like, I will literally jump outside the window. Trisha is not shy to spend money on a creative endeavor. Like, she spent millions on her music videos. I think if Ethan had been like, we need you to contribute to production cost, she would have done it. I don't know if you've talked about this, but what's your general opinion of Trisha? Are you a fan of hers or no? I don't have a super strong opinion about her. As a creator, the fact that she's been on social media for so long is respectable. I think she's done a lot of really insane and offensive things, and I also think she has a lot of trauma, and people have really fucked her over. I don't have a super strong, like, fan appreciation of her, so I'm not, like, super into her content, but I have seen her across the years. So anyway, Throughout the videos, Trisha kept referring to Ethan as a piece of shit, a liar, a vile person. Like, she was being nasty, and y'all have seen Trisha can be nasty. And Ethan ended his video saying he did not want to see Trisha be canceled, and he regards them as family. Trisha's closed off sobbing, saying that she was so hurt and always felt like she was the punching bag of the show, which I do agree with. We watched enough of the show. And added that she had a lot of anger in my heart toward Ethan, but praised the crew, Gila, and everyone that wasn't Ethan. So Trisha has always been like, I never said that about the crew, has always said she was nice about the crew. Trisha posted another video claiming that she was not rude to the crew, like that was really important to her. And then she releases another video, says this needs to be said, says that Trisha says that she was not going through a mental health crisis, but she was triggered. Oh, are we fighting? I'm done commenting, but I just have one last question. Why does everyone glaze over all the effed up stuff she does? Like, yeah, he was a dick, but she did a lot of fucked up stuff, and everyone just forgets. Baby, we had 2 hours last week talking about a lot of the fucked up stuff that she's done, and it'll continue on tonight. I don't think either of them are in the right here, and I hope I'm being clear about that. Where was I? And she was really upset about how he was like basically baiting her to walk off. And then she played the clip saying that she was being provoked. And she said that she did not want to sound like a broken record. And they wanted to discuss the perception that they had asked for the production crew to be fired. Trisha said that she had always been appreciative of the crew, especially Sam. And who Ethan said that Trisha was talking about when she was upset that they hired someone. So I guess this girl's name was Sam, and Trisha was like, I really liked Sam, I was just upset about the structure. So like, they're just like going in circles talking about the specifics and the semantics. Ethan also said that the Q&A was Sam's idea, so I guess that made it worse when Trisha was like, that's a bad idea, and she had also been upset that they hired Sam. Like, the whole situation is not good. And basically, Trisha just continuously keeps posting about it. And that's where I do think she's in the wrong. Like I said, she's not in the right in a lot of this, but her just continuing to post about it. She was making memes about it, posting TikTok after TikTok after TikTok, like really trying to post clips. Look, here's me being nice to the crew. Here's this, here's that. Like, it's just a lot. And Trisha uses they, them, and she, her. So you'll hear me using both. So like, really not good. Just so much fighting and so much of a mess going on. And then Trisha posts another video, trigger warning, sexual assault, monetization is off for this one, serious topics. This is 28 minutes where Trisha cites that certain frenemies discussion topics were triggering and suggested that there were a double standard in how the hosts were treated. I do feel like her being lied on and feeling misrepresented and being part of the trigger is why she was posting so much. I think so too. I think she so has this desire to be liked. So the fact that people were upset at her, she was just like a fire hose of information. Like, I have to keep talking about this. I think my opinion of Trisha is what has been done to her is a lot worse than what she's done to everyone else. I wonder that. That's like a really good philosophical question. It's hard to quantify. You know what I mean? So a few specific things that she referred to that are pretty fucked up. She referred to a specific instance where they were at Disneyland with their families, and during the trip, Ethan brought up a sexual assault that Trisha had told him about and talked about on the internet. And so I guess Ethan was like, oh, you've talked about it on the internet, so we can bring it up wherever. But Trisha was like, just because I talked about it on the internet doesn't mean that my fucking family knows about it. And that's real as fuck. Like, that is real as fuck of her to be upset at. Like, I'm sorry, it really is. Because apparently the assault occurred at a time where she was not close to her mother. And he was, like, joking about it. It was gross and weird, to be honest. Trisha also said that she was uncomfortable about an on-air conversation where Ethan was talking about how Trisha apparently had sex with Robin Williams. And Trisha said, I really respect his family. I don't want to talk about that. But Ethan kept making jokes about how when Trisha was a sex worker, he thinks that she slept with Robin Williams. So he's so annoying with making jokes or bringing up stuff for shock value. I think someone can do fucked up shit and still be deserving of empathy. I do too. And like the whole thing is just a fucking mess, like I said. Trisha also referenced the final segment of Frenemies, where this was not in the clip that we watched. It was a whole episode, so we didn't watch the whole thing, obviously. But he was making jokes about her skincare line, saying, "Is there semen in your makeup? The commercial should be R-rated." And she said that she was uncomfortable with her products being sexualized without her consent, because especially like, yes, she does OnlyFans, but I guess the skincare was not a sexual product, so when it was being sexualized, she didn't like that. Another instance is Trisha said she was uncomfortable when Ethan Klein asked whether she had herpes. This was in reference to talking about Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna said that Trisha had herpes. We talked about this in the Gabby Hanna stream. And Paytas had discussed the issue publicly numerous times and maintained that she did not have herpes, but she said she just didn't want it brought up by her employer, which like, that's the thing of I'm going to go back to the business structure. You're either equal partners or you're the talent. And if you're the talent, then you do have an employer-employee relationship. And the fact that they didn't define it, I think is like the core root here. And bye, baby angel, I miss you too. Thank you. I was glad to see your username here. I don't know, in a show with co-host, I usually assume they're equal contributors as a viewer, so it's hard to see him having so much control over it. So that's the thing. The fact that he's a host and an owner, that's what's fucking weird. Because the agreement I talked about, where the talent gets a percentage, usually both the host are the talent and like the producer owns the show. The fact that he's the host and the producer makes this very muddy and not very ethical in my opinion. And then Ethan responded and said, the whole thing is extremely upsetting and disturbing because he considers Trisha one of his closest friends, and now they're making videos accusing me of sexually harassing them. So this is all over the course of like a week, and shit is just hitting the fan. So following some of the backlash of his interpretation of the video, he followed up with a tweet, and he said, Trisha said I was sexualizing her in the workplace, which is textbook definition of sexual harassment. But like, he was sexualizing her in the workplace. Like, he literally was. Like, it's on camera dozens of times. And, like, again, like a regulated, mature person would have, off camera the first time, been like, I know I've made jokes about it. I know it's public. I know I'm public about the fact that I was a sex worker, but I really don't want you talking about it. It makes me really uncomfortable. Please stop. I don't think anyone here did that. And again, like, their contract was really just an exchange of text between them. Like, nothing was really, like, notarized and lawyerified and, like, the way it's supposed to be. And Trisha responded saying that she didn't think Ethan watched the video and that he was inciting more unwarranted hate towards me. I'm not sure if twisting everything I say this week is intentional to drive more hate my way or not, but it's disheartening, starting with me wanting to fire a crew and now accusations of sexual harassment when it's me talking about my sexual health and history. Then she went on to post 30 tweets over the next couple hours referencing the entire feud, and she ended it by saying, I too just want it to stop. So like, both of them are massively feeding into each other. I don't think she was ever wrong in the fact that he was attracted to her. I see it, personally. I really do. I do see it. Like, it's a theory. He reminds me of the creepy boss who wants to fuck you. Like, that's what I don't disagree with that. Like, him constantly making jokes about her body and her sexuality and being like, oh, you're fat, like, I think is very interesting to observe. And this is an old article, but neither of them commented on the article. So that is kind of the beginning and end of Frenemies. I know that that was a lot, and I knew that it would take up most of our time tonight, but you get it. It was just very, very critical. And he talks about her like an object. He really, really does. So that's why, like, he's not in the right here. And even though she said fucked up stuff too, like, it's just overall not good. So aside from Frenemies, they're very girl so confusing. Someone make an edit of that, please, and send it to me. It's giving he's mean because he likes you. That is tough. tough. So in 2021, that is when Frenemies died, and it is still dead. It's still on the internet, but they have not come out with any new episodes. Trisha also formed an emo pop punk band called Sad Boy 2005. She released a debut EP album, Trigger Warning, and 5... Damn it, I dropped my bracelet. And 5 music videos. And she also started making content on OnlyFans in 2021. So this is her music video that came out shortly after Frenemies died. This is Van Gogh. And, like, you'll see what we were talking about. If, like, she was willing to spend money. How are you saying this with a straight face? Because it's history at this point. I take it very seriously. I'm going to try and pick up my bracelet with my toes like a monkey. And remember, if you were here last week, Trisha saying that gender-wise, she feels like a drag queen. And she said that, like, the Zac Efron music video is where she felt gender euphoria. I failed to pick it up, so I'm doing it with my hands. Like a human. Ugh. 5 music videos to OnlyFans pipeline. And she would always joke about how much money she would lose on these. He's the kind of competitive, jealous male coworker classmate who's defensive and obsessed with bringing you down, but acts like you're the sensitive one if you say anything. Very true. And this is literally filmed in Los Angeles. Like, people were on the beach taking pictures of her filming this, like, with a full crew. She was obsessed with Gerald Way back then. So are they, like, gay soldiers? Is that what this is? Like, her being the soldier is killing me. And then just, like, being on, like, Santa Monica Beach. Ethan said Gerard should get a restraining order. No, I think it is gay soldiers. Like, this is literally in Santa Monica, I think. This is kind of everything. No, it really is. I love the beach scene. Like, are we at Normandy right now? And then this became a meme. Like, I used it in the thing last week of Trisha, like, with the gun on the ground, like, at Normandy. DJ in the dance hall. She went bankrupt making this. Yeah, she did lose, like, so much money. Oh, that's what the beach meme is from. Yes. She really is using all of her free will. She is. The pic of her in the sand screaming cracks me up. Santa Monica D-Day. We showed the one last week from High School Musical too, yeah? She doesn't know anything of the actual history. That's my favorite part. And again, no AI. Like, Trisha's doing this with no AI. She gets full production crews and gets it permitted and everything. This cost millions of dollars to make. The gay soldiers at the USO dance. There's no way AI could do this. There's no way. Her commitment to the bit. And then December 2021, she announces that her and Moses have gotten married. They are officially married. They did it. They did it. Someone earlier who said, how do I do this with a straight face? I can't do this with a straight face. She is walking down the aisle to the Black Parade. Employing artist, literally. They spent so much on their wedding, too. I know it's quiet, I'm sorry. I think that's her dad walking her down the aisle. She was bleeding money back then. Like, she's making money, and Trisha is making millions of dollars and is still living paycheck to paycheck because she's spending all of it on music videos and productions. He said the invites were $20K alone. Jesus Christ, what was on the invites? So, a number of videos that were filmed by attendees circulated across social media where you can be heard saying, I'm a fluid person, so it just kind of makes sense that we meshed together and found each other, knowing that we never die and we do become one body of water together at the end, and I really look forward to that with you. She titled a vlog, We're Married, and Moses said that he tried to leave the venue to get a different shirt because his shirt didn't fit. And according to him, the valet told him, we are under instruction to not let you leave or get in the car. Like, what do you mean? He tried to change shirts and he's not allowed to leave the venue. And they actually had 2 ceremonies. So the first one was at the beginning of December. And then the second one was in Hawaii on New Year's Eve. Pretty hotel. She was not having a runaway groom. She said, I've come this far. She wanted a wedding in Israel too. Of course she did. Of course she did. So they have 2 weddings, never had the third one, I guess. And I did want to touch on the substance abuse issues that we talked about in the last episode, or last week when we talked about this. Because we never really finalized that out. So she has stated, and we already talked about this, that she was addicted to cocaine when she was 18 to 20 and working as a stripper. She said that she was introduced to methamphetamine by men that she dated, and both of those men actually passed away from methamphetamine later on, post-frenemies. She said that she was hospitalized for a methamphetamine overdose, which we talked about, and she said that she mainly struggles with her addiction to prescription pills. She said that when frenemies was starting and she had just met Moses, she was still using Xanax, but later on quit. So apparently she is sober Trisha. That's that on that. Whose wedding is going to be more money, Trisha or Taylor Swift? She said that she doesn't remember much of 2019 to 2020 because of the drug abuse. I believe that. Xanax will do that to you. So apparently she's sober now. She was sober at the wedding, apparently. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know much on that. Did Ethan and Hila go to either of the weddings? No. No, they did not. And then February 2022, so again, wedding December, February, Trisha announces that she is pregnant with their first child. And this news, oh wait, I've watched almost every YouTube and this is my first stream. The vibes are so high. Oh my God, I'm glad you're here. To be honest, drugs would explain a lot of her behavior and choices. Exactly. She got married on Hila's birthday. And that's what I mean when it's always is she trolling? Because that's crazy. Which wedding was on Hila's birthday? The first one or the second one? If it was the second one, I can forgive that because New Year's Eve is also a very popular wedding date. The first one, tough. Tough. Tough, tough, tough. Moses is the real crazy one then. That's what I mean when, the fact that Moses hasn't said anything is telling. So Trisha announces that they're pregnant with their first child. And again, she had been public about how she said she could not have children because she had undiagnosed chlamydia for years. And that led to her doctors telling her that she could never conceive naturally. I don't know if this was quote unquote natural, IVF, supplements, whatever, but she did get pregnant relatively quickly. And yeah, they've had a super chaotic past, like we said, with the posting of the DMs and all of that. And you said that Trisha beat him up. I believe you, but when? Do you remember Trisha reincarnating the Queen of England? Exactly. Phenomenal timing. So her first daughter was born September 14th, 2022. She has arrived. Meet our daughter, Malibu Barbie Paytas Hockman. I think IVF cleared her tubes or something. Yeah, that sounds right. I know she did get doctors involved, but she has had multiple children since then. So the name Malibu Barbie Paytas Hockman. Isn't that something to discuss? Wow. And then she starts doing like a family channel. You guys know how I feel about family channels. I do not think kids are content. I do not think kids can be online. I don't think it's consensual or it's like ethical to have kids online without their consent because they can't consent because they're too young to understand. Yeah. So I don't love that she's doing a family channel because I don't like family channels. And I'm not surprised with the creative names. Like, it's Trisha and Paytas' baby. Like, you think that they're gonna have, like, she's not gonna name her baby, like, what, Sarah? Just, like, a normal name. And, yeah, so I don't really like the kids being in content type thing, but the name Malibu Barbie does kind of slay, to be honest. Like, I don't hate it. And she spent months chronicling, like, her pregnancy and all of that on the Paytas Hackman family channel. So like I said, I don't like family channels. The one piece of credit I will give her is that, like, her children are not the center of her content. Like, I think it's worse people that, like, the kid is the star. I don't think any of it's good, but, like, the kid being the star and the kid being, like, the main character, I think is worse. So I will, I guess, call that out, but I don't like a family channel. And when she gave birth, or, like, right before she gave birth, the Queen of England died, so it became, like, a meme about how Trisha Paytas' baby was the Queen of England reincarnated, and it started with, like, a tweet somehow. I remember seeing the tweet. Because she was, like, super pregnant, about to give birth the days that that Queen Elizabeth II died. So people started making a lot of jokes about it. And she said, story time, I did not rebirth the Queen of England. Because people were like, oh my God, the Queen of England died and Trisha Paytas hasn't posted in 2 days. I bet she's in labor and she's going to be reincarnated. So then Trisha posted, like, super pregnant and was like, still pregnant, rest in peace to the Queen of England. She said that she felt so bad. She was like, the royal family does not give a fuck about me. Like, why are you talking about this? And then in May 2023, so a little less than a year after she had Malibu Barbie, she announces that she is co-hosting a podcast with none other than Colleen Ballinger. So here we are, talking about the podcast with Colleen Ballinger. Like, the jokes write themselves. Like, how is this even possible? I low-key find it dumb when people post content of their kids and censor the faces. I hate that. Thank you. When people, like, blur them out or put an emoji over them, like, just don't fucking post the picture. Don't post the picture. And some parents who, like, every once in a blue moon, they'll post a family picture. Whatever. That's different than, like, your child having a vlog camera in their face every day when they wake up. But, like, the face isn't really, that's what I mean. Like, the fucking emoji over the face, just don't post the picture. Just don't post the, like, we don't care. Like, just don't post the picture. So they began posting the podcast, but then the podcast was pretty immediately canceled because of the allegations against Colleen Ballinger. And when did we talk about this? I did a stream a while back about how, like, it was like YouTuber apologies, and we talked about Colleen Ballinger. Colleen Ballinger, Gabby Hanna, and Ethan Klein, nightmare blunt rotation. No, literally nightmare blunt rotation, absolutely. My teen cousin literally got her mom to stop posting family pictures. I applaud her. I saw a house for sale, and instead of taking down the framed family photos, they put Post-it notes over the children's faces. So much more distracting. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're overthinking it. Just don't post it. So Paytas said that she reached out to Colleen Ballinger, and Colleen Ballinger denied, but there were messages leaked where Colleen Ballinger was making fun of Trisha's OnlyFans. So I don't even know. Like, I don't even fucking know what to say about this. Like, just horrifying. And then Trisha started her Just Trish podcast for the second time. It was co-hosted by Oscar Gracie, so I guess not Just Trish. She would have watch parties. Oh, Colleen Ballinger was having watch parties of Trisha Paytas' OnlyFans? That's gross. Ew. Ugh. I don't like that. That's, like, worse. But she did OnlyFans with her sister, and her mom filmed it. Wait, who? That's also insane. But this is like a world that I'm so far removed from. Jesus Christ. And Colleen would talk to Trisha, would talk about Trisha to her young fans, I'm sure. Oscar played more of a producer role and then started talking more. Oh, I get it now. Honestly, unsurprising given that it's Colleen. I was on Reddit for this. I was living. I remember when this went down and it was crazy. I've never really watched Colleen Ballinger's content, so I don't really have a I didn't have an allegiance to her before. I just never really watched her stuff, but this shit was fucking crazy and she's gross. So Just Trish was planned as a weekly series, but then it was so popular that she started doing it twice a week. And then she had Tana Mojo on the show and they reached over 1 million viewers. So super, super successful. One of the most successful projects of Trisha's career was her solo podcast around this time. And then she has another baby in May 2024, Elvis. This is baby Elvis Paytas Hockman. So, and then her and Tana did a podcast about fan advice. So, I have done a Tana video. I did a Tana video a really long time ago. It was a couple years ago, but it's good. So, this is Elvis Paytas Hockman. Again, incredible name. There are more reincarnation memes because this is when King Charles III was diagnosed with cancer in February 2024. So people were like, oh my God, he's going to die and be reincarnated as her child too. So that's just a meme that's continuing to follow Trisha. Here is her and Moses with their 2 children, a very family vibes. I want a part 2 on Tana because she's gotten sober and has a new podcast. Maybe I will do a part 2. I couldn't pick grown Elvis versus baby Elvis out of a line. So she's doing the family thing, then she signs to a new talent agency, and then she made a surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live in 2024. She appeared as herself in a sketch, and then she starred in a holiday live show, Trishmas Live. So her career really is excelling, even though all this nastiness that happened between her and Ethan and all these horrible things that she has said and done, that's the thing about her, is she just keeps going. It just never ends. And just the Ferris wheel keeps turning and Trisha keeps Trisha-ing. And then in February 2025, she starred in Trisha Paytas' Big Broadway Dream, a one-night benefit show that had a bunch of other people in it too. I didn't miss SNL. It's right there. I talked about SNL. I wonder if Malibu, Elvis, and Aquaman are fake names for attention and privacy simultaneously. That is a good point, and I have seen people float that as well. Moses has his own fan base, and they call themselves the Water Droplets. I have not formed an opinion on Moses. I do not know if Moses is a good guy or a bad guy. I have not seen enough of him. I would need to meet him in person. I truly don't know. I will acknowledge it does seem like they have a lot of chemistry and he's very loving and loyal to her, but I do not know how I feel about him. I really don't. And then this is from 2020 to 2024. He's very mysterious and has funny moments, but again, I'm who are you, sir? And he makes water-themed art. I did know that. He's big into water. So this is something she posted in 2020. So this is when she was wearing the IDF stuff. I think she's wearing an IDF shirt in this TikTok. I was going to put the TikTok, but the sound had been taken down or whatever. So it wasn't working for me. So this is what she posted. When you take your boyfriend's Israeli identity and all the comments are free Palestine and you're just trying to figure out where Palestine even is and why it needs to be freed. So Trisha. It's just so apparent that she has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. And then this is something that she posted in 2024. So, literally, the first one is so apparent to me that, I said, she has no idea what's going on. She has no idea how many innocent people are being murdered. She has no idea about land that was stolen. She has no idea that this goes all the way back to World War II. She very clearly has no idea. And then this is 2024. I'm not going to say she has an idea, but clearly the tone has changed.
I'm Team Palestine, if I'm going to just take a side in this situation.
She's very ignorant.
So go Palestinians.
Who's you? I'm not Palestinian.
I send to the people out there, go Palestinians. I'm on your side too. I'm on your side more.
She does seem very impressionable.
It's not going to help you with your Israeli TikToks.
Oh yeah, Israeli Israelis wink. We see this.
Team Palestine, like it's Edward versus Jacob. No, literally.
Israelis, and then we watched something like Israelis do, and one in the song they said like wink was one of them, and literally Moses winks all the time, and it's like I don't want to use the word creepy, but it's very like uncomfortable. Like when you wink, I'm like ah.
She just does stuff without thinking. And she has another video where she says exactly the opposite. And that's what gets me, is like she very clearly does not know what she's talking about. And this is a 1,000-year geopolitical conflict. And like, if anyone is looking to Trisha Paytas for a like well-informed stance about genocide in the Middle East, you are simply barking up the wrong tree. Like, she is just going to say whatever makes sense to her in that moment with the very little context that she has. Another random Trisha lore around this time is she's trying to sell this Pride Birkin that she bought. So she bought this Pride Birkin bag and has been consistently trying to sell it.
What's going on with this rainbow Birkin? Why does anybody want it?
Oh my god. I just stopped trying to sell it. Everyone thought I was going broke. I was like, oh my god, people are trying to do fundraisers for me. I was like, it's fine. Just because, honestly, I want to sell this Birkin. I tried to sell the black Birkin, the rainbow. No one wants a Birkin. You want a rainbow Birkin? You're rainbow.
How would you charge?
You're rainbow.
I paid $50,000.
You're rainbow.
You're rainbow.
I don't know if anyone bought it.
$50,000, but I'm asking like 30. I'll take 30 for it. I have the invoice. I have the original receipt. Everything like
That's
that.
actually making my palms sweat. That's crazy, that you spent that much money on a bag.
That was the dumbest thing, and it's so ugly. I hate it.
It's so ugly.
Someone has to love it. You know
Someone
what I mean?
has to love it. No one has bought it.
Like, when
I bought it for Pride. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear this to Pride, and I wore it at once, and then I was like, I don't like rainbows. I think they're ugly. So I was like, oh, shit, I have this ugly rainbow purse.
It's a permanent prop in her podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that time I was making a lot on the OF.
So that, I guess she bought it with her OnlyFans money. And then she did an Eras tour while pregnant. While pregnant with her third baby, she did a full Eras tour, which kills me. She literally just was like, Eras, perfect. If someone gets her journal, someone get her a journal. If I'm not informed on a topic, I ask questions and research it, not post my ignorance publicly. And like, I agree with you, but also it's 2026 and Trisha's been doing that since 2005. So like, anyone that's surprised at this point, I'm like, you're shocked? You're really going to look at me and tell me that you're shocked? So she did a tour, 30 cities across the U.S., literally while pregnant. This is fucking insane to me, to tour while pregnant. I can barely tour with like a headache or a blister on my foot. She described it as a live multimedia retrospective celebrating the various eras of her internet career. She did singing, costume changes, video montages, her videos of her old mukbangs and all of that. And it got pretty well received. Like, the people that went liked it, but also think about who's going to buy a ticket to a Trisha Paytas show, like, and it's an Eras. Like, obviously the people that went liked it. It's her. Duh. And then here's her kind of announcing their third baby with their two existing babies, Malibu Barbie and Elvis. She kind of invented being ignorant on the internet. Exactly. So that's why when people are like, Trisha's being ignorant on the internet, I'm like, yes. Like, what did you think? I remember her not telling anyone she was pregnant until she was very obviously pregnant. Yes, she was on tour, on stage, fully pregnant, being like, who's to say? So here's a clip of her on stage. She shares her current weight. She said she's like 260 something pounds, living her best life, and she's literally pregnant. Like, she on stage performing, full hair and makeup, which is crazy to me. And then July 12th, she had her third baby. So she was touring until June and then delivered in July, which is, again, like, fucking insane to me. Like, how do you do that? That seems exhausting. So this is July 12th, 2025. She named her baby Aquaman Moses Paytas Hockman. So Aquaman Moses. The meme this time was Ozzy Osbourne, because Ozzy Osbourne died the same day that she had her first podcast episode where she announced her son's name. So I guess it was a couple days after he was actually born, but the day announced was the day that Ozzy Osbourne died. So everyone was like, oh my God, the reincarnation is happening again. I always admired Trisha growing up because she's truly beautiful and made me feel like I was pretty even though I wasn't skinny. That's what we talked about last week, is like her force of like body positivity and normalization. I texted my sister, it's Aquaman, and she came into my room and was like, Trisha Paytas' baby's name is Aquaman? It is. So the expansion of the joke beyond the British monarchy prompted Trisha to finally address it in her podcast. She said, is any influential person that dies just going to come reincarnated as my baby? And she told Rolling Stone that she feels like it has ruined the announcement of her children's births. I can feel empathy for that. Oh, people were also saying it was the Pope. I can feel empathy for her feeling like it ruined the announcement of her children's birth, but like, you've been trolling online for 20 years, so don't be mad when people are trolling you. Because, like, I don't think people making this joke was mean to the kids. I think it was kind of mean to the people that died, but, like, I don't think it's, like, nasty to the kids. So, like, I don't think it's harmful of a joke. Like, I think it's fine. If anyone else was upset, I'd be like, yeah, they have the right to upset, not anyone, but when like an internet troll is upset about people making jokes, it's like, yeah. She said a lot of her being hurt was postpartum hormones, which is really valid. That's what I mean. Like, I understand why she's hurt, and if she was my friend, I'd be like, I'm sorry. Like, I would be nice about it, but just as like an internet person talking about an internet person, like, it's just not shocking. Like, I'm not saying it's good, it's just not shocking. And then here's a picture that Moses posted of their family. So they have 3 kids together. Boom, 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 boom. Remember when J.D. Vance killed the Pope? This timeline is crazy as fuck. So it seems from the internet that they are a very happy family together. Again, I don't have an opinion about Moses. And with Trisha, I see her side, but I don't think she's necessarily a beacon of equality or leadership. But there's them with their beautiful children. Her son being the Pope makes her I Love Jesus song so real. She really walked the walk with that. Why do I keep dropping everything? This is really not okay. I feel like a cat. Like, you know when cats just knock everything over? And for those of you on TikTok, you have to come to Twitch to see everything. But we are almost done. But now you know for next time. And all of these are on YouTube. So her manifestation skills. We saw in that Frenemies clip where she was like, one day if I had a Broadway show, she is going to be on Broadway in Beetlejuice playing Maxine Dean. I don't know a ton about Beetlejuice, but I do know that Trisha has talked about how much she loves Beetlejuice. She's always loved Beetlejuice. So this is coming this November. It was announced in October, or did it already happen? I don't know. This was a while ago. So this was announced October 2025, and I think it happened in November of 2025. Yes, it happened. It did happen already. So she was on Broadway, postpartum, 3 small children, literally achieving her Broadway dreams, which, like, I can recognize that's real as fuck. And then this, I had no idea about this, but in January of 2026, oh my God, you were at opening night? How was it? You said it was great, but tell us more. I'll give you time to type. So anyway, this was in January. She posted a TikTok about how she wants to run for the House of Representatives. She is not on the ballot, but this is what she has said.
Currently Googling how to run for Congress in California in 2026.
Currently Googling how to run for Congress in California 2026 while holding her fresh-ass baby. And I'm not even joking when I say I wish more postpartum women were running for Congress.
It takes me to like this PDF. Requirements, fees. It looks like I have to get...
The baby laughing.
As a write-in candidate between February 9th through March 6th, I need to get the documents from election officials, get 40 to 60
She didn't do it because she wouldn't be allowed to take monetization. The baby's just happy to be there.
And any candidate can get signatures. I wonder if I can get e-signatures. Can I do it online? Do I have to go person to person? The idea of me being representative for the state of California came to me in a dream, in a vision, if you will. It's so vivid to me.
Like, this is so fucking funny to me.
I, like so many people, are just like watching the world just
crumble little by little, but I'm not giving up hope. I'm a mother with 3 kids, and I really have a generation alpha and a generation beta, and they really need a better world.
Like,
I'm in a safer world. And I see things all the time, like, how do I stop this? What do I do?
That is a better intention to run for office than, like, 90% of politicians I've heard. And, like, I'm sorry, we have a literal predator scam artist in the White House. Fuck it. Sure. Why not?
How can we make a difference? I was like, I need to get...
If not us, then who?
There was, like, just a
Does she have a nanny?
And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. We need to get the bill to Congress.
She would be better than Spencer Pratt. She's like, send the bill to Congress.
So, first things first. Start in California.
I support, even though she doesn't know what climate change is yet.
Adult work. Not be legal until you're 25.
So her first priority is that sex work should not be legal unless you are 25. I can get down with that.
That's one. But I have so many other agendas. And now that I'm looking into it, I think it could actually be possible. We have 52 representatives here in California. I have a good social following, so...
Like, her figuring it out on camera is what's killing me.
Because March 6th is the cutoff for signatures, and I need to get on it.
I'm gonna Google if she is a nanny after coming for everyone about their nannies. I could see her getting along with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I feel like Moses watches them.
I never thought of myself as a political person until I started having kids and realizing
she does not have a nanny. She said her husband takes care of them.
Dystopian for real by the time they get to be adults. So I was like, all right, Trish, enough just like shutting it out, being ignorant. A lot of it was protecting my mental health. Like I did
enough being ignorant,
really dark and depressing things, but getting a hold of my mental health means being able to not only deal with my emotions and spirals and triggers. I need to start dealing with like the world. I'm gonna start my state. And I really think my slogan for running will just be like, California could be good.
California could be good. It could be good.
Just need to figure out a better system.
Her co-host Oscar watches a lot of Hassan Piker, and I think it rubs off on her. I was a nanny. I was curious if she came around on that. No, I think her husband's watching them. Like I said, it literally just seems like he follows her around and drives her places and like watches their kids. Like he's like her little assistant.
Moses is making a dinner that smells really good, but this just also looked really good.
Her eating dinner while he's making dinner. Like she literally treats him like
you guys have a good night.
A paid employee.
Any advice on this, let me know.
Trisha's after watching one Hassan Piker video.
That's where it starts.
That's where it starts. And you know what? Would I be a villain for saying I want more women who are freshly postpartum eating pasta out of a Tupperware to be looking into how to run for office? Like, that is literally, I think, a positive thing. And, like, that's why people say, like, oh my God, you always make excuses for her. You glorify her bad behavior. She just keeps sucking me back in. I'm sorry. I know she does so many bad things, but then I just see something like that and I just can't help but feel fellowship with her. Very recent development, March 30th, 2026, her and Tana Mojo announced a show together in Las Vegas that is happening in June. I need to try and get tickets to this. If anyone has any connects, please let me know. I would very much like to attend this. I want to go there. Please. Please, please, please. I deserve it. Please. And she was just on Euphoria a couple weeks ago. I saw a couple people talking about that in the chat. She did not have a big role, but it was like Cassie going around on different podcasts, and Trish was one of them. So Trish said that they recorded a lot of stuff, but they didn't use most of it in the show. The future us liberals want me. So a few days ago, she released a K-pop song and is now getting canceled for appropriating yet another culture. She said, I've done enough with Israel. Korea, get ready. I wonder what her stance is on the North Korea political changes. Wait, she's getting canceled? I've only seen Love. Oh, I saw some people saying, like, Trisha Paytas strikes again. I've only heard Koreans say good things. I have not looked into it that much. It's not appropriation if I appropriate all of the cultures. Trisha probably. No, literally, like, she's doing this to everyone. They love it, apparently. So I think it's probably mixed, and I think that I won't know until I go to Korea and I talk to every single person there. Low budget music video so far, and it still looks great. Didn't it, like, top K-pop charts? And she has so many songs that are a variety of different problematic things and stances. It's just, you truly never know her next move at all. I saw a TikTok of her in the military scene saying Trisha doing her mandatory military service before becoming an idol. None of this is AI, and she wrote it and learned the pronunciation. What happened to being able to wear what you want? Oh my god. Her learning the pronunciation is impressive if it's correct, but that about brings us up to date of what Trisha is up to. These were the sources that I used. Like I said, Business Insider came in very, very clutch for this. This was not an exhaustive everything she has done ever. I know it was literally 2 parts over 2 weeks, clocking in at around 5 hours, and we still did not cover everything that she's done. I know that she has done and said a lot of horrible, horrible, horrible things. And she just truly has such an insane story. And I was glad to be able to talk about her because, like we have realized, there's literally so much controversy and unlimited things to talk about. I'm trying to imagine her to-do list on what culture she hasn't appropriated yet. And someone said that native speakers said that it was not perfect, but it was understandable. And thank you to those of you who are here for 2 parts. Respectfully, Mr. Dacted, not even close to all-inclusive. You did great. That's what I mean. Like, I could not. We would be here. I could have a year, and we still wouldn't go through everything. I love talking about dynamic women here. Exactly. And, like, she is the epitome of a dynamic woman. And, yes, we talked about the rainbow Birkin. Here is my upcoming stream schedule, just so you know. Next week, we are talking about Jessie Draper from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. When Maria Montessori, then we're going to have a hater time. So please submit hater time. Any coworker that has pissed you off, a boyfriend you hated and dumped, like literally anything that you have negative feelings about. It can be negative feelings about someone that I have covered. Like anything that you don't like, anything that you're like, I want to be a hater, submit it. I will read and I will hate with you. Then we are talking about Eric Adams and Taylor Frankie Paul from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Let me pull up the... Oh, I don't know why my screen just did that. Let me pull up the Trisha game. For those of you that are new here, we do a game at the end of each stream, just kind of going over what we talked about. It's just for funsies and bragging rights. There is no money or anything like that. And we're going to do they have any seasonal ones? No. We're going to do the beach one because of her weird Normandy video. When I used to live in England, I would watch these in the middle of the night. Thank you. This is a little game thing. You do not need an account. You don't need to download an app or any of that. All you do is follow the directions on the screen, or I put a link in the chat. And if you put your name in, your name will come up. So if you don't want that, put something funny. And why are you surprised? I know this is so teacher of me, but it's fun. We like it. And at the end of the game, it does have a spot where you can upload memes. So if there's any Trisha moment that I missed, you can put it on there. Any memes, any jokes that you have, etc., etc. But I will give people a few moments to join the game. For those of you on TikTok, I'm going to go ahead and bid you adieu. Good night. Love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those of you that come through the pipeline and come to Twitch. I really appreciate that. But even those of you on TikTok, I still love you on there, and I'll talk to you later. XOXO. Okay, they're gone. I earned 4 cents on that live. Wow. Get into influencing for the money, they say. Trisha apologist. Who in here is Trisha apologist? That's funny. Who is Maria Montessori? She's a doctor from the 1900s who made a educational approach. Yes. Correct. Thank you. very interesting educational approach that I really like and use. Okay, I'll give people a few more minutes to join. Oh my god, there's already 29 people in there. I've actually really been marketing the stream, you guys. Are you proud of me? Like, I actually have been posting about it every week, and it's a very, very slay. Yeah. Man, what just happened? Why did that just happen? That's like the second time it's done that. That is very strange, and I do not like it. That was weird. I didn't like that. Minus 5% for production. So proud. That's how I got here. I am glad. And thank you to everyone who subscribes. I really appreciate that. Do you like living in Georgia? I like that life is more affordable here than it was in Florida. So I get to go on vacation more often and go to the beach. I get to go to the beach more often living here than when I lived in Miami because I was so broke and working and depressed all the time. So that's that on that. Okay. Oh my god! Do you see this? I literally am not even touching it. Why does it do that? Nearpod is a Trish hater. No, I wasn't with my in-laws. I love my in-laws though. I love my in-laws a lot. They're very nice to me and treat me very well. Okay, I'm gonna hit start. If you haven't joined, it will let you join late. When did frenemies start? I need to brush my hair. I can't believe you've been here for so long. The way my cat jumped when you yelled. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sorry to the cat. I'm sorry. Fuck. Ugh, I need to pack. I'm going on a trip tomorrow, and I'm excited for the trip. But I hate packing and leaving my house and the airport. When did you start streaming? 2022. 2022, right? Yeah, 2022. Wow, we've been doing this for years. Is it a secret trip or will we get to know about it very soon? It's for like a teacher conference event thingy that they invited me to, and they didn't really tell me if they wanted me to like post about it or not, so I emailed them and asked. So probably, I assume, like, why else would you invite me? Not that I'm not a great time, but I don't know. I assume that's what they want me to do, so I will tell you about it once they answer my email, and I'm there tomorrow. Provided they're cool with that. But there'll be like some other teacher creators there. We've been doing this for 4 years. No, it really is shocking. We've come so far. I have streamed from 3 different places that I've lived, like residences. How did Ethan and his wife Ela respond to Trisha and Moses getting together? That drink was good. It's wearing off now. Tragic. Confusion and frustration. I miss being live, especially getting to view videos without issues. And that's really what it is. Like, and people are like, oh, do I have to come to the live? Like, it's just better that way. I'm sorry. When did Trisha and Moses announce their engagement? Immediate violence wouldn't be wrong either. Well, I meant like they didn't get in a physical fight. Can't believe you ever did stream while teaching full time. That's so much work. No, it really was. But for what? So I was teaching for 2 years while streaming. One of the years I was doing it myself. The other year I had hired someone to help me, and you can tell. Like, I'm literally like dead-eyed in the stream because I'm so tired. And I almost quit streaming because it was like not fun for me anymore. But I was like, I don't want to quit. I've been doing it a long time. And then now it's fun for me again. So I'm glad I didn't quit. What did Trisha wear to her wedding? My cat just tried to jump in my lap and smacked his head into my desk. Cats are funny. Cats can be funny to watch and experience. At first, was it just creepy men? No, at first it was history stuff because I started streaming when I got a corporate job, but I still wanted to talk about history. So it was very history focused. And then when I went back to teaching, I was like, well, I'm tired of talking about history all day. I want to talk about pop culture. And now I just do both. That I'm not teaching again. Oops. She wore a black dress to her wedding. The Iran-Contra stream was goated. That was a good one. Oh, you were asking if creepy men were watching me. No, that happens occasionally, but I think most, like, 90% of my stream people followed me on TikTok or Instagram, and generally creepy men don't follow my account that often. I don't just think. One time a witch told me that I had a spell of protection over me, and she asked who I hired to do it, and I told her I didn't know what she was talking about, and she didn't believe me. So I think that's maybe why. I don't know. And then I, like, block them if they are here. It has happened. But it's very rare. Like, other female creators deal with it way more than I do, and I really don't know why. Education is wasted on the youth. Have any of your students found your streams? Yes. One time I was streaming, and they got locked out of Google Classroom, and they, like, started blowing up my phone while I was streaming because finals were coming. It was horrible. It was the district's fault. And then the next day, one of them was like, I felt bad because I knew you were streaming. And I was like... Because they blew up... When I say blew up my phone, I mean they were sending me remind messages, which come to my phone. So I was getting, like, tons of remind messages while I was streaming, and I had to be like, hold on, and I sent them a message and was like, I will deal with this momentarily. And then I did, and it all worked out. It was a pain in the ass, but it all worked out, and it was the next day that one of them told me, like, I didn't want to message you because it was a Tuesday night, and I was like, my God. And I will say, my last group, that was, like, my students, just graduated, so I feel free now, because I'm like, you're grown, I can be a human disaster. And the other kids, sorry, I'm just your substitute. I don't know what to tell you. Trisha has 3 children. This is my first time joining. I'm doing so well. I love a quiz. God, love it. What office is Trisha considering? If I was going to run for anything, maybe it would be governor or mayor. Maybe mayor, then governor. The House of Representatives. Ooh, loaded question, but what do you love most and least about teaching? Looking to student teach soon. The thing that I love the most is working with my students. Like, they are so funny. It's so fulfilling. They're so hilarious. Working with students who are academically engaged and ready to learn is literally, like, the greatest high of all time. Like, watching them learn and talk to each other, like, that part is electric. It is magical. When your classroom... Okay, yay! I'll continue with this in a second. An empty school parking lot in first place, then Madison, a pink G-Wagon, Rosemary, Maple Syrup, Jen Mouse, Lieutenant Trish, Saturn Cat, Malibu parking lot, Star, Lola, Seawab, Maxie O'Hard, Gabby, Hannah Ruined Frenemies, Trisha, Apologist, Dead Cowboy, Aquaman, Pope 2, Kalo, Allie, and plenty of Trish. I will scroll through the rest. Just keep Trishin. Ha 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 ha. I feel like a chicken nugget. Bucky's parking lot, a Moody parking lot, put something funny, some people who may have lost track of where they were. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so, like, with my students, that's the most fun part. Like, it is electric. They are so fun. It is really the best time. Like, that part of it, when you're in a moment where your classroom management is good, you're teaching, they're learning, and you get in that flow state, oh, it's so, so good. The worst part is, I would say, being actively oppressed by the government. That's something that I just can't get past. Because when I went back, I was like, I know I'm being oppressed, so I'm going to be able to, like, rationalize my way out of it, and, like, my mind is free, so, like, I will be free. But then I was there and I was like, I'm not free. Like, you all are oppressing me. And, like, when I would talk to HR and I dealt with issues with my contract, they were just being so predatory towards me. Like, that to me is the worst part of it. Now that you have your master's, do you think you would ever teach college? I'm not against it, but I don't think a college would hire me. I have a 1-year online master's that was like a teacher certification speed program. So I don't know. Do you think you'd ever move again? Yes. I like living in different places. As a current Sixth year teacher, having good supportive coworkers is everything. Exactly. All right, let's get into this. Someone posted screenshots. Is this Moses? From H3H3 Community Productions on Reddit. This is Moses saying he's scared of Trisha. She's gone after me with a knife multiple times. The abuse I go through daily with T is so bad. Wish I could leave now. She's so controlling. She hit me in the eye last week, punched me in my stomach. The bruises are almost healed now. It's scary. Every day I'm scared for my life. This is Moses talking about Trisha. Interesting. I have not seen this, but I don't know where this screenshot is from. You had a recent video about the infantilization of teachers and Wear Jeans Day. And who are these texts to? I don't know. Oh, I don't want to move to Charlotte. I want to move somewhere like... If I was rich again, I would move back to Miami. Again, I've never been. But if I was rich, I feel that spiritually I am. But if I was rich, I would live in Miami again. I do not feel the need to live in Charlotte, North Carolina. But I love that for you. Trish serving the mandated 18 to 21 before debuting in Korea. Do dogs even have brains? If I leave right now, do I get no money or do I get 2 days paid? Would you want to go to a different country? Yes. And I would love to live in the Bay Area. If I had fuck you money, I would live in the Bay Area. I love the Bay Area. I love it there. It's so fucking nice and I love the weather and the food is good. The I love you Moses translation. Thank you. Incredible. Crocs deleted their collab with her because everyone spammed John Bonet. Like, that's what I mean. There's so many Trisha things that we didn't even get into that I just can't with. But thank you all so much for being here on a Monday. I appreciate you working with my schedule. I think this event I'm going to is going to be really cool. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, thank you for being here, and I will see you next week. Back on Tuesday. We'll be back on a Tuesday to talk about Miss Jessie Draper and her horrifying husband that I hate. And I have never been to Charlotte, North Carolina, so I shouldn't be shady to it because I've never been. Maybe it's a great place. Who am I to say? I love you all so much, and I will see you a little over